All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I'm your host, Axel1324.
And I'm coolcatterri.
And I'm Eternal Shaddai.
Yes, and I was in the wrong spot. Here we go.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yes. Guys, another week has passed by. Um, it seems like the hits just kept on coming this week with something tragic happening there in the news apparently every day. But we are here to get you guys situated. In the meantime, Terry, what have you been playing this week?
I haven't been doing any gaming this week. So,
No?
no gaming for me. No, I've been real focused on building my business that I started. And so I've been going around and networking and all that kind of stuff, trying to get customers and things like that, which I got 2 appointments for Tuesday. So, yeah, my business is up and running. So I'm doing good.
Yeah. Shaddai, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Remnant 2. Just doing achievement hunting.
Okay.
Five more to 100%.
Jeez. You won't catch me achievement hunting.
I
I
love
can't do it.
achievement
Like, I want to get achievements, but then I see what you have to do to get them. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
No, and the only thing that I don't like is like one of the remnants that I was telling Terry was
Mm-hmm.
try to be a boss in single player, knowing that it's a co-op in single player without being hit, just not dying, nothing, no touch, no nothing, just beat
Mm-hmm.
it. And I'm like, should I? Should I not do it? It's one of those that make you think if I want to unlock it or not.
Okay. So yeah, good game, good game. Of course, I'm still playing Unicorn Overlord whenever I have time to focus on it. I played some more Warhammer Vermintide with my friends on Friday. Have They got me up to level 16 this week. I think it's a level cap of 30. So we're trying to get up there, but we play the main mission, and the main mission is these fire twins, and they are really difficult. Like, they are hard to kill, and uh, these twins are just. I have a feeling they're like the hardest boss. If they're the easiest boss, and we can't beat them when we're halfway up the level cap, when they're on the first on normal difficulty, like, because it goes easy, normal, and then it starts getting very hard.
Mhm.
And we can't beat them on normal difficulty. By the way, we're not allowed to choose a difficulty on them. Um,
Thank you for answering that. I had that.
yeah.
Woo.
Um, it's just crazy. But then I read online, people, like, everybody struggles with these two. Everybody. And I'm just like, wow. And it's being said that they are the hardest boss. And I'm like, why are they first? Why are they first? you know? So yeah. Because we can beat every other level in the game, like level 2 difficulty, regular level in the game, but those two, it's just holy crap. Yeah, they take us to school every time.
Ooh.
So yeah, having a good time with that. But let's check in with the chat, see who's here. Of course, we got my good buddy Doggy Dog 420 joining us. Shout out to you, Doggy Dog. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. We got your Wicked Hot coming in. He says, "Good morning, you all as well to Doggy Dog." Thank you so much for being here. You're Wicked Hot. You are the real MVP. We got Brando Calrissian coming in. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Elvio, did I say that right?
LVO,
Elvio comes in. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP.
my buddy from XBI podcast.
Yes, Xbox International. Of course, we got Web Dave coming in. Shout out to Web Dave. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Let's see who else we got coming in hot today. General Spartan is
Yeah,
there he is.
he's here.
General Spartan is here. Shout out to General Spartan. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, I was playing Call of Duty yesterday, then planned to buy Hypercharge. Yeah, the game made by the developer on Twitter. Yeah. And NCAA college football 2025 next. Oh man, college NCAA is finally coming back after 11 years.
I know. I saw that. Interesting.
Yeah, I miss the NCAA franchise. I liked it more than the NFL franchise,
Mhm.
personally, because you could play different teams and different students every 4 years. Even if you went career mode. So like a school that would like recruit, you could recruit all these, 5A talents or whatever, and still lose to a school that had more 5A talent than you. So yeah, it was getting there, and then they stopped it. 2014 was the last one. By the way, that copy of 2014 NCAA was going for like $150 because it was the last copy.
Oh wow.
So it was getting up there in the relevance zone, and now that they're bringing up 2025, I hope it tanks it. Just saying. And yes, everybody, listen to Web Dave. Hit that like button. It helps us get discovered, especially in the live section of YouTube. In the gaming section, live section is where we compete.
Smash it.
Yep. And Jacob Novik comes in. Shout out to Jacob Novik. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. All right, let's get started with some announcements. Let me get set up here. So just real quick announcements here to get the show started. So Xbox announced a new disability controller called the Proteus. So the Proteus says it's an all-in-one kit that allows gamers to build their own way to play. The unique modular video game controller features innovative snap and play parts that easily connect together and comes with everything gamers need to play their favorite Xbox and PC games right out of the box. With this one kit, players can build over 100 million traditional custom configurations and LED lighting variations. So this is the Proteus controller. They made some examples of how you can put it together. I don't know. They have a stick over here, so I guess you could use it like a joystick. So they have that one. They have it here on the ground again with the joystick on the bottom here. I don't know how that would help people, but again, people with disabilities might find this super useful. And then they show that it has the snap in together pieces and everything that's included. One kit, endless configurations. For those of you who know anybody with disabilities, they can have their own Proteus controller. Now, it is $255 right now, but normally $299. So, yeah. Overall, you can't say this is bad. This is good, and Xbox officially licensed it, so it's going to work with their Bluetooth technology. So that's really good. You can see, the official Xbox license symbol, kind of like the old Nintendo quality seal of quality symbol.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Of course, I'm not disabled, so this isn't for me. I can't really speak too much on it. But if you know anybody who's disabled, so if Cerebral Paul was still here, he could give us some feedback. And stuff like that. So, yeah. coolcatterri, any input on this?
No, not really. I think this is a great thing because there's a lot of people out there that have very limited mobility when it comes to their hands and their arms. So to have something that's a little bit more customizable to their individual needs is great. I don't really like the price point. I feel like it makes sense because I'm sure there's a lot of expensive tech involved, but at the same time, who wants to spend that kind of money on a controller? With a lot of intricate parts like that, I feel like there's also a lot more chance of them breaking, but a lot more chances of having to repair stuff. So I don't know. I mean, do they have the ability to, if they're buying it as a kit, do they have the ability to buy specific parts, or do they have to buy another kit?
Yeah. So the kit comes with the power cubes, 2 of them, a charge spacer, an analog cube, 1 left and right light, a half cube, an edge spacer, Xbox peripheral, XYAB peripheral. That's weird. I want to do ABXY, but okay. D-pad peripheral, trigger peripheral, 1 button peripheral. So it comes with a bunch of this stuff, but you can get a bunch of extra pieces, and these are for you to print out yourself. So if you have a 3D printer, you can 3D print parts to it.
Okay.
So yeah,
I think that's pretty cool.
So that's cool, and more 3D printed parts are going to be coming. But yeah, they have the peripherals going. on it. So not bad overall.
My only thing is,
And
I
I
feel
do know that people with disabilities to games, some of them spend thousands of dollars on their inputs. You know, their caretakers, their guardians spend thousands of dollars for them. So adding a more affordable controller could help them. Obviously, this isn't for everybody with disabilities. This is only for certain people, but
yeah, because the thing that I'm noticing is those buttons are really small, like Nintendo Switch small, and depending on how limited your mobility is, you would struggle with something like that. You would need really big buttons. So
yeah, but you know, everybody's doing their part to help, and I think that's awesome. Yeah. Should I any input on this?
Not much, even though you know it's a good option for people with disability. It's just that you could lose any of the parts very easily, even if you have kids around the house. They're gonna start, you know, plug it in, not plug it in. What happens if it gets worn out? You know, let's say if it gotta come with magnets in there. So what happens if it gets worn out? You know, I know magnet doesn't that much, but sometimes like doesn't want to connect for some X reason. But I don't have that much. It's just that when I see this picture, why is the analog on the bottom? Because then
they can move it like a joystick.
I understand that, but if you need a dual and it's like that, the camera
Hey,
is gonna go.
Jacob Novik here. To me, such a controller makes me cry. Growing up, my parents thought I wouldn't be able to use a normal controller, but just a joystick, even if I have 5 fingers in each hand because of my autism.
Wait a minute.
He said he proved them wrong, and that Xbox's first adaptive controller made him cry. So, hey, Jacob Novik, if you have some input, we'd love to hear it.
Yo, Jake, I'm gonna tell you right now that you mentioned that my son is autistic, so I know what you're saying.
Yeah, Xbox has a few different accessibility like peripherals that they've created. So
yeah, so shout out to Xbox again, and you know, Xbox, their accessibility stuff, they license it to work on anything. So that's really cool to me. So maybe eventually this will work on you know, on Nintendo Switch, on the Nintendo consoles, and on PlayStation consoles as well. Because Xbox is, when it comes to accessibility, they don't make it exclusive to their box. But again, this isn't made by Xbox. You know, this is made by BioWave, and they have to make this for everybody.
You know what? I have a question. Now that I'm looking at this, just for the hell of it, imagine if I'm that rich, but let's say if I have 5 of them, can you create a big controller? Because you know you're gonna put like 5 different controllers into one.
That's a good question for you to send to them. They have a contact me. Be sure to send it out to them because I have no idea.
No, because now we're playing Lego magnetic Legos in here. So imagine if you could create a big controller with this thing. Or is it designated for like, well, you bought this, it could only work with this?
No.
Now I'm curious about that.
No, I think it looks like it has some sort of computer, like depending on these magnets where they respond to. It looks like it has some in there, so I'm sure you can put more than one, but we'll see. I think you know, this is their first starting out, and I think it's going to get better over time. Let's check in with the chat. My wife says Mr. Shaddai is here today. Will be triple fire.
Yayo!
Yeah. Doggy Dog says this controller is a nice option. Good on Microsoft to keep working on accessibility like this. Absolutely. Happy Cloud Gamer says, have a great stream. I'm on the beach today to have a party. Dang, must be nice. Must be nice. And shout out to Splendiferous. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He said, and he's just saying hi to everybody. Let's see. And Splendiferous has a question for you, Shaddai.
Yeah,
he says he sees on his feed that you played Chronos, bro. How is it? There,
actually, I was actually texting him, but okay. The answer is it's very different than Remnant. Well, one, Chronos is a prequel for Remnant, and it's not a shooter. It's more like a Souls-like game like that. A bit slow, but it's good. The story is really, really good. And I think I did 100% achievement on that game.
Nice.
Another achievement hunting.
That's good. Yeah. Proto Shaddai did talk a lot about it a few weeks back, or like a month back. But yeah. Let's see. Luis Vian says this controller looks cool and artistic. Absolutely. It looks awesome.
I could use that as nunchucks too.
Yeah. Tie the two of them together. You got nunchucks. Let's see.
Hey.
Shout out to Sour Below. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, ooh, you can customize it. Yeah. You sure can. And shout out to Fastback. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, good morning. Let's see. That is because the guy is in jail for being an arsonist. Wow, what'd you do?
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I was laughing. Hey, don't make me with this. Just the nail clipper. You know.
I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, let's move it along.
I'm trying to escape from prison.
So if you guys haven't heard, the Xbox 360 store is shutting down. So a lot of your Xbox 360 games are going on sale. And shout out to trueachievements.com for tracking these games and their sales. So all of these games are on the Xbox 360 store going on sale. Some of them up to 90% off. None of them expensive. I mean, like this one is the most expensive one. 1004, I think might be pretty high up there because I was looking at these. Most of them are like in a couple of dollars. So Xbox 360 store is going under. You can buy great games such as A Hand in Time and stuff, but that's for the Xbox. But let me sort this. So we can make this for the Xbox 360. They have a backwards compatible and not backwards compatible, right? But let me see. Where is it? Include add-ons. Don't include add-ons. And so we are going to hit the Xbox 360 non-backwards compatible list, right? In the US, of course, because that's where I live. So here are the Xbox 360 games that are on sale that are not backwards compatible. So the Xbox 360 store is shutting down in June. Be sure to go to trueachievements.com, products, Xbox sales, and see if you can get yourself some of these. Now, even though some of these may not be backwards compatible, official Xbox One versions were released, such as Far Cry 4. The Xbox 360 version is not backwards compatible, but they did release Far Cry 4 for the Xbox One, and that one is backwards compatible. So, kind of do a little research there, guys, because some of these, yeah, they're not backwards compatible, but they released an updated version. So, are you going to look at any of these games? And by the way, this is the first of two sales. They're going to run a second sale right before the shutdown. So be sure to hit these. So I was looking at these, and I did find some that I want. So I'm going to turn on my Xbox 360 and make sure I get some of these games before they go under. And look at this. Terry, your Connect game, Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show, is not backwards compatible. By the way, no Connect games are backwards compatible from what I saw. Terry, are you going to be looking at this set?
No, I don't have a 360, so I wouldn't be able to play them anyway.
Okay. Shaddai, are you going to look at this set? Oh, by the way, you remember last week how we talked about Sniper Ghost Warrior 2? Here's the first one. On sale for 69 cents, guys. 69 cents. All right. Sorry. Shaddai, are you going to look at any of these?
No, I don't have a 360, but it upsets me because there's some games there that I think you showed not too long ago, but I wanted it, but they're not backwards compatible. I'm not sure what's the point. I would like to play Alone in the Dark.
You want to play offline? We got a console for you, all right, bro? It's called an Xbox 360.
No, forget that. Forget that. Every game should have been like go with you as generation goes. But it upsets me. There's a lot of 360 games that I would like to replay again, and I do have one physical. That's another thing that is not backwards compatible, which is pissing me off. It's called Magna Carta 2. That game, man, I wanted it to play that on my Xbox, and I can't play it. That sucks.
Magna Carta 2 is going for some money now, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
well, no. Magna Carta 2 was still being printed like up to 2 years ago, so you could still buy a brand new copy boxed.
No, I have it. That's the problem. But I cannot play because it's not backward compatible. I already tried it. I'm like, see, that's that part.
If you want to buy old games, we'll get a console for you, bro. It's called an Xbox 360.
I am not getting that. Well,
So again,
that's what happened when he's go digital.
The funny part about this is you can only access these games through the Xbox 360 store. So you do need an Xbox 360 connected to the internet to buy these games. If you type in like Far Cry 4, only the Xbox One version will show up on like your current consoles. I've tried this, so yeah, gotta fire up my Xbox 360 because there are some games I want.
Man, the 360 had a lot of games.
Yeah, it did, and it's amazing.
Woof.
And this is only the first of second sale. So shout out to Xbox and all these publishers, of course, for putting these games on sale. Some of them 80% off. Child of Light, be sure to play this one. It's epic for $2.99.
That is actually true. At least Ubisoft made something great about that game. I did 100% on that game too.
All right, let's check in with the chat. Let's see. Sorry, you guys are awesome. I lost this. Let's see.
Good morning, everybody. Make sure to press the like button.
So Doggy said there will be more sales all the way up to July 29th. Yeah. There's 2 of them that have been officially announced yet. I have not played a 360 since 2012. Don't care. Wow,
the 460
like a month ago. But I have put it away, so I'm gonna miss this first sale. So hopefully I will be able to access the second sale.
Man,
unfortunately, as you know, I have packed everything. Shout out to Jason Max. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, just remember, Xbox is number 1. Let's see. Fat Spec says a lot of games are backwards compatible, but Xbox has no control to bring some over. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Sucks.
Yeah. I mean, not on the old licenses. On the new stuff, I think there's mandatory that they have to be backwards compatible licensed. Shout out to Sir X-Men. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, hey, I just got somebody to listen to on my interstate road trip. Hey, awesome. I wonder where you're going. Don't tell us where you're going. I found out the interesting way, the hard way, to never announce that you're leaving home.
Mm-hmm.
Never announce it, like ever. Let's see. Sexman, concentrating on the highway. I'm listening though. Hey, you know what, guys? If you are in the background just listening, to the show and not interacting in the chat, we want you to know you are also the real MVP. Thank you so much for listening to us in your morning. We appreciate it. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. And then let's see. Peter Moore, baby, from Splendiferous. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Shout out to Brandon Foltz. He says, I can't believe I'm on this channel being a PlayStation player. Hey, you know what? I mostly like gamers. It's obvious that Xbox is my preferred platform, but if you choose another platform, hey, you chose it. You don't need me to justify or unjustify your choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Mike Johnson. Shout out to Mike Johnson. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, Terry, I want you to read this.
Yo, what's crack-a-lackin'?
Yeah. Awesome. Shout out to you. Let's see. Lost Boomer joins us. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. MBG joins us. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, anyone else playing Metal Gear Solid this morning? Wow, that is old. Anybody else playing Metal Gear Solid? Let him know. Yeah. Let's see. And I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Last Boomer. If you guys are lurking and twerking, getting your workout on however you want, we appreciate each and every one of you. All right, I think it's a good time to get into the sales. Sorry, one more announcement real quick. Xbox announced a lot of games coming to Game Pass this week. You got NHL 24, Chance of Sinar, Haunty, Humanity, Moving On to Rolling Hills, Galactic Hair, Immortals, Lords of the Fallen, the one I'm looking forward to, Hellblade 2, again, another one I'm looking forward to, and Firework. So out of all these games, the two I'm most excited about are Lords of the Fallen and Senua's Saga. Everything else is kind of like, if I have time, I'll play you. But these two are on my must-play list. So all these got announced for Game Pass. Terry, anything you want to play on there, like Hellblade?
I don't know. I might try Hellblade, but like we've talked about many times, I did not like the first one. So if I try it or don't try it, it's like no big deal to me. It's like whatever.
Are your voices saying no?
Huh? I'm just saying, like I did not like the first Hellblade, so I'm not excited about it. I mean, I hope it's good, and I hope people have a great time, but yeah, I'm indifferent.
But do you want to try any of these games announced?
I mean, I own Immortals, still haven't had a chance to play it. And I started Lords of the Fallen, and I haven't had a chance to play it because I don't have time for single player games. That's the thing. I don't have time for them. So it's harder for me to play single player because like I've said multiple times, once I turn my Xbox on, my friend wants to play. So I don't play single player games anymore.
You can quote unquote appear offline.
Yeah, offline.
You your Xbox to that,
There's some other options.
Look, I'm not going to do that because I'm the only person he can play with.
Oh, okay, got it.
All right.
Sorry about that. Shaddai, what about you?
Well, I do own Immortals when it was $7. I think it was a mistake or anything like that, but I did bought it, play it a little bit. That game looks really, really good. It feels kind of weird on the gameplay, but I got to play a little bit more so I can get used to it. Lord of the Fallen. I remember, Terry, I said I had the old one from the 360. So man. So I think this is the remake. Am I right? Like the remake of that one?
It's not, I wouldn't even say it's a remake. It's more of a reboot.
Okay. So if that is the case, I'll give it a try on Lord of the Fallen.
This one plays nothing like the original. They're very, very different.
Oh, I got it.
The original was a hack and slash, right? And this one's more Soulsy?
No, the original was also a Soulsy game. It was just more user-friendly. So.
And I will play, for sure, I'm going to be playing Hellblade 2. For sure. I'm going to play that one. The first one was really good, but I expect the gameplay to be a little bit different than just pressing one button for attack. Unless if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I literally made space on my hard drive yesterday to pre-download Hellblade 2.
Nice.
And my headphones, I'm going to just headphone it the whole way. So yeah, all these games, shout out to Xbox for bringing these. If you guys want to play any of them, be sure to do it. But yeah, do what's different said here. First though, guys, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Be sure to hit that like button, guys. It helps us get discovered, especially in the live section of YouTube, where we appreciate each and every one of you being here today. Fastback says he's playing Fallout 3 right now. Awesome, bro. Awesome. RWK88 says good morning, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. RWK88, you are the real MVP. Lost Boomer, he might be talking about Immortals. He says started a few weeks ago. Controls are awkward. I think he's talking about Immortals, isn't he?
No, that's the one. It feels awkward. I'm with Boomer on that one. It feels awkward.
Yeah. Hellblade 2 for sure. Lost Boomer says, I gave up on Lords of the Fallen. Traversal is not good with the two different planes. Okay.
It might just not be his style.
Yeah, it might not be. Doggy Dog says, Ultra Immortals and definitely Hellblade 2. So there you go. And shout out to Stephen Avery. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, Xbox needs Hellblade 2 to slap. Momentum in the showcase would be nice. Yeah, I think it's going to slap. Again, it's not going to be like a God of War or anything. It's going to be much like the first one. So if you're expecting like this action RPG or whatever, you are expecting the wrong thing. So, yeah. So if you haven't played the first one, be sure to give it a try so that you know what this is like, because it is not going to be it's not a hack and slash. It's more interested in the story than it is in the action. So yeah, and of course, headphones recommended.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. Fun fact you probably didn't know: Lords of the Fallen is a reboot of a game with the same name from the same devs. Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into the news. Those are the announcements for today, hopefully. Let's get right into it. Now that everybody's here, let's get right into the news. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Activision, after 3 studios closed down at Bethesda,
4.
Activision opened up Elsewhere Entertainment. They should really call it, I read this on Twitter, they should call it Anywhere Entertainment, because all their games are going to go everywhere. So Elsewhere Entertainment Studio opened up, and I'm going to make this as big as I possibly can. Terry, can you read this for us, please?
Sure. Activision has formed an all-new internal studio, Elsewhere Entertainment. The new team, headquartered in Warsaw, Poland, with additional resources in the U.S., is exclusively focused on creating a new narrative-based and genre-defining AAA franchise. Built from the ground up, Elsewhere Entertainment is a premier and standalone studio dedicated to establishing an environment that inspires bold and diverse ideas. The team's underlying mission encourages everyone to explore and collaborate, creatively to craft it's blocked. I can't see that part.
Oh, you could say Axel and then keep reading.
Yeah, so they're going to create an Axel. But creatively to craft a franchise with an enduring legacy that resonates far beyond games. The talented team at Elsewhere Entertainment consists of a collection of storytelling experts whose credits include The Last of Us, Uncharted, The Witcher, Cyberpunk, Destiny, Tom Clancy's The Division, and Far Cry. The new studio has full access to Activision's resources and tools as it continues to increase production and development. Elsewhere is opening its search for best-in-class talent from across the industry and around the world to help create a state-of-the-art and next-generation gaming experience. There you go. So, I mean, with all the layoffs they definitely have a lot of potential applicants. So, good luck.
Yeah, good luck to everybody. So Elsewhere Entertainment, this is the part that everybody, exclusively focus on creating a new narrative-based and genre-defining AAA franchise. So are we talking, when the Xbox opened up the initiative, it was going to be the quadruple A studio, and I mean, you saw all the names come up and everything, right? And everybody thought that they were going to do a new IP, and they relaunched an old IP, Perfect Dark. An existing IP. So this one is saying new narrative-based and genre-defining AAA franchise. They're not saying new franchise. They're not saying new IP. So this could revive an Activision IP, guys. So if this revives an Activision IP, which one do you guys want it to have revival? Do you want a AAA franchise, Spyro the Dragon, narrative-based Spyro the Dragon? Something like that. Let me pull up Activision. List of Activision IPs. Let's see. List of Activision IPs. And oh my gosh. Okay, they own 36 IPs. I'm not going anywhere. Pop-ups. You know what? Reader mode. I don't want any more pop-ups. Here we go. So, of course, you got your Call of Duty, your Crash Bandicoot, your Diablo, Gabriel Knights, Geometry Wars. They should definitely bring this one back. Not as a narrative-based AAA IP, but they should definitely bring it back. Guitar Hero, this one could be a narrative base, but we'll see. Gun, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Heavy Gear, Hexen. You remember Phil Spencer was wearing that Hexen t-shirt one time, guys. You remember? You remember? He was on stage wearing that Hexen t-shirt. Heretic. Oh, you know what? And they said it right here. Heretic, Interstate 76, King's Quest. That one could fit that narrative-based AAA IP right there. Laura Bow Mystery Series, The Lost Vikings, Overwatch, Phantasmagoria, Pitfall, Police Quest, another one that would be awesome right now. Love Police Quest. Prototype, Quest for Glory, Singularity, Ski Resort Tycoon, Skylanders, Soldiers of Fortune, Space Quest, Spiral, StarCraft, SWAT, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, True Crime. Another True Crime would be awesome.
True Crime would be great. Bring that back, yeah.
Ultimate Soccer Manager, narrative-based soccer manager, baby.
It would be narrative-based.
I know.
Warcraft, World of Warcraft, and Zork. All right, so out of the 36 IPs that they own, if Elsewhere Entertainment was to, create a AAA franchise out of these, which one is your pick, Terry?
I'm gonna go with True Crime from that list. Yeah, True Crime. King's Quest is also a good one, but yeah, I'll take True Crime.
Yeah, I feel like True Crime is the number one candidate there that could benefit, as both True Crime games. There's only two, right? True Crime LA and True Crime. Was it New York or Brooklyn or something like that? Anyways, the True Crime series, fantastic series. But I remember LA the most. Shaddai, what about you? Which one do you feel?
Yeah, same here. Benefit? True Crime. I will go with True Crime because I think the one that have the dog, isn't it Retribution, something like that? I think the last one is called. Yeah, I think it's called. I think the last one was True Crime Retribution.
So there was True Crime Streets of LA, and then True Crime New York City. So I was right. Let me see. True Crime series. True Crime game series. True Crime, according to Wikipedia. So Streets of LA, New York City, Hong Kong. They did True Crime Hong Kong.
That would be great.
And yeah, that's it. But I think Hong Kong was really Sleeping Dogs. So True Crime.
The Warcraft one, since it's on the screen, would another be a good one, because I had mentioned that I would love for them to make like a new IP just based off of Warcraft for consoles. So that would be an opportunity for them to make a game specifically for consoles, and it could be narrative driven.
By the way,
that would be cool.
True Crime was back in the day one of the games that you got to beat up strippers. This is True Crime.
I mean, that was like all those action games back in the day did that though.
Looked like Shenmue to me.
So yeah, I think True Crime could really benefit from this. Here we go. Let's skip the strippers, move to a little more action. Yeah, True Crime to me would be probably the best pick out of everything that they have here. And I lost my list. Okay, sorry guys, I lost my list of IPs. But yeah, I would love something like if they did StarCraft Ghost. That would be epic for me. So yeah. But if they don't do anything and they do a new IP, I'm also okay with that. I'm always open to new games that I've never played before. But I feel that if they were to revive an IP, True Crime would probably be the best one.
Yeah, nowadays Grand Theft Auto is there. I know somebody mentioned it in the chat, which is not bad. Stephen Avery, he's the one who said that. So when he said that, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if they created somewhat like Grand Theft Auto, Mafia. Yeah.
Yeah, but with Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out like next year, 2 years, in 2025, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Yeah.
Not now. That will. Poof,
Yeah. So
Crime will
let's see.
die right there.
So let's see who everybody is saying. Let's listen to what they want them to revive. Let me move over here. Is exclusively focused on creating a new narrative-based and genre-defining AAA franchise. Let's see. Fastback says, this is what companies do. Close one division, open another, projected to produce games that can resonate. Comes down to promoting Xbox exclusives. Well, we'll see.
Executive.
Yeah.
It's an executive.
Brandon Calrissian says, so not a StarCraft game. Hey, StarCraft Ghost, baby. I've been wanting that since I saw the N64 demo. Oh, I have wanted that game forever. Doggy Dog wants them to revive Guitar Hero as a narrative-based, genre-defining AAA franchise. I don't know if that will be.
Who owns Guitar Hero? Because it wasn't listed as an Activision IP.
Harmonix is the one. Oh no, he's the one.
No, Harmonix owns what do you call it? The other one, Rock Band. Activision owns the Guitar Hero.
Then how come it wasn't on the list?
I think it was actually because they said the plastic guitars. I remember reading it, and I straight said that. Oh, a AAA one. It was on there. Trust me, bro. Source is trust me, bro.
I didn't see it. So
all right, hold on. I'm looking for it. Here we go. Back to this. Let me put this in reader mode. Okay, here we go.
Like one of my favorite games was only published by Activision. They didn't make it.
On the list.
Okay.
Ka-chow. All right.
Wouldn't really be able to do that with a narrative-driven side. Just put that out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that on the narrative-driven either.
It wouldn't work.
My number one pick, Skylanders. Not even a hard choice. You know, I want to collect all the first-gen Skylanders, and they are getting harder and harder to find in good condition, bro. The first Spyro Skylanders, okay? Let's see. The FTC complained about Xbox getting Call of Duty. Xbox wanted King, but I just wanted Xbox to get ABK for Skylanders. Hey, Skylanders was awesome. You know, that whole... It got people interested in Spyro the Dragon, and that's hard to do again after, so many years. It got a lot of kids interested in it. Pitfall could be another narrative-based game right there. Shout out to Doggy Dog. Brando says, why mess with a classic? Doggy Dog, leave Pitfall alone. Yeah, let's see. I love the play on words here. Not to pick Skylanders is a true crime from Jacob Novik. I'm still begging someone for a remaster of John Woo's Stranglehold. Is that an IP that they own?
Oh, I see. I know which one he's talking about. That's a really good game. I played it a little bit.
It's disqualified immediately, Sir X-Man. Let's see. A Pitfall Metrovania. I could live with that. Kind of like the Prince of Persia remake. Yeah. Right, Terry? Right? Right?
I don't know. I feel like Pitfall's one of those things where they wouldn't be able to get enough people interested in it. You know, like you already have not too many people excited for Indiana Jones because of the generational gap. Pitfall's going to have a bigger generational gap.
So that means it will actually fall into the pit.
You're gonna fall into that pit, get eaten by those alligators down there.
Yeah. Not interesting.
It happened to me many times on Pitfall. Yeah. Let's see. Blizzard is apparently making a Souls game. Oh, I haven't heard about this one. I haven't heard about that yet, so I have no information on that one. I cannot expand on that there, Jacob Novik. So yeah, Elsewhere Entertainment opening up. That is awesome. You know, they get to make more games for my favorite console. But you know, kind of sad that 3 studios shut down. So hey, Elsewhere Entertainment, whatever game you're making better slap.
Not 3, 4.
You're gonna get that axe. Apparently, that's what Microsoft does. You know what? Even if you win awards, you're gonna get that axe anyway, probably.
Hey, Axel, it's 4 studios, not 3 closed.
You're right. They did close it. Well, they merged one.
Eh,
Yeah, they merged one.
okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, they merged one. So that's why I didn't say it. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So yeah, that's all I got on Elsewhere Entertainment. Should I anything on Elsewhere Entertainment from you, sir?
No, I was surprised that it was supposedly under the wraps for 2 years until it came to surface now.
Yeah, kind of the worst time to come to surface
Yeah,
after they
no.
shut down 3 studios. Yeah.
Is that the reason why the purpose of the controller is staying on fire after studio being closed?
Oh.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
noticed
saying.
that Xbox PR is trying to put out as much positive Xbox news as possible out there right now.
Yeah, but this one is weird. Like everybody's sad because four studio closed, or well, 3.5.
Yeah.
Then they posted that controller, so everybody's like, "What is this? It sounds horrible." And now they're trying to go for good news for this one. It's
And the
weird
Game
that
Pass
feeling.
announcement was a lot of games. Like, look how many games we're bringing this month. You know?
But you know what? I do have a question about this, and you
Yeah.
mentioned it earlier. Because of the initiative. The question is, initiative is taking way too long to release their game.
Are they? Games take 6 to 7 years nowadays, bro.
Yeah, but remember, a lot of movement from the initiative by Drew Murray leaving and some others. You know what I mean? Some high profile people that left the initiative. The question is, are we going to wait even longer for this one? Remember, if they've been under wraps for 2 years, that means they have what, like 3, maybe 5 years until they announce a new game from them.
I don't know. So the initiative was formed in 2018, and in 2020 was announced that they were working on the Perfect Dark reboot. So yeah, so they were formed in 2018. So this would be the year's number 6. But if they didn't start working on Perfect Dark until 2020, this would be year number 4. So it kind of, let's just get going between. They've been working on it for 5 years.
Because if they're working in a new IP, that means they took 2 years. That means we're gonna be seeing their game in 2 more years.
2 more years, yeah. It might be a launch title for the next gen. You never know.
Maybe. Well, that is actually true. Or the refresh.
Yeah, maybe.
That is actually true.
Yeah. So Lost Boomer says, game not coming to Xbox, it's going elsewhere. Oh, it's coming to Xbox, bro. And shout out to Dan, the man Cunningham. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, hey, all, how's everybody doing today? Doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. But yeah, Elsewhere Entertainment making a brand new genre-defining AAA franchise. Or not brand new, but could be existing. We'll see what they put out. So the studio got announced. So maybe in 2 years they'll tell us what they're working on.
Right.
So we expect to go quiet on that. Stephen Avery says, please do an open world, third-person realistic narrative game. Yeah, they need like a Red Dead Redemption.
Well, let's see, because there's some games that are open world is kind of exaggerating. Like, what is it? The Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the one that is the longest. No, Valhalla or something like that.
Did you see? I don't know. Did you see? Since you brought up Red Dead, I saw an article stating that they're bringing the original Red Dead to Game Pass or something. To Game Pass, I think. Yeah.
No,
the original Red Dead Redemption.
No, it's there. You just gotta buy it.
I mean, Red Dead 2 was on Game Pass, wasn't it, for a while? For like a month?
Yeah, but if you look, because I checked this not too long ago on the Microsoft Store. It does sell it for the original Xbox. It just says Red Dead. I was gonna buy it. But it was like $20.
Game could be coming to Game Pass and PS Plus Premium. Let's see. Gamers on Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus may soon be able to enjoy the original Red Dead Redemption, according to recent rumors. Rockstar has a history with both Microsoft and Sony subscription services with titles like Red Dead Redemption 2 appearing on both platforms in the past. Yeah, I was right. The addition of Red Dead Redemption to PS Plus Premium Game Pass would make the classic more accessible to a wider audience.
Yeah, because like I never played the original Redemption. I played Revolver. So it would be nice to play the original Redemption. They should bring Red Dead Revolver back though too, because that game was awesome.
But isn't that the first one of the Red Dead Revolver?
Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Revolver is more action based, less narrative based, but it basically set the world up for Red Dead Redemption.
So that means that's the first one of their series, of the trilogy.
It's the inspiration.
Because it made me think like what I said earlier about Chronos. It's like I thought, the Red Dead Revolver will be the first.
You know what? There you go. Since they're bringing back a new narrative game, Red Dead Revolver, baby, bring it back.
That game has already been brought back as Red Dead Redemption.
No, I want Red Dead Revolver.
If you look at John Marston and look at the cover guy from Red Dead Revolver, they look the same. It's the same dude.
No, they don't.
No, it's pixelated.
Dude.
No, it looks pixelated.
It looks pixelated.
So they're not the same.
I just remember the one guy had like long hair and his mouth was like wide open on the cover or something. Like the pictures. He's like screaming.
It looked like one of the characters. It looked like one of the characters from Sesame Street. The big mouth.
Here you go. That is 100% John Marston. Has the scars on his face, everything. There you go, Terry.
So his name was Red Hairlow. So no, they're a completely different character.
So funny. So funny. Yeah, so Rockstar bringing Red Dead Redemption would be cool, but yeah, I had not heard of that. Thank you so much for bringing that up, Terry.
So yeah, bring back Red Dead Revolver, the best of the Red Deads. Bring that one back.
I know Red Dead Redemption 2 was
good, but Revolver. I want Revolver. I really do. Like I loved Revolver so much. I really want that back, or I guess bring Gun back. One or the other. Like I want Gun. Yeah, like.
Knowing how Rockstar are, I wouldn't be surprised Red Dead Revolver be another open world like Red Dead Redemption.
Look, if it has a great story, and I just want the action and everything was better. Red Dead Redemption 2 was great, but comparatively, it's just
they gave me so
Revolver.
good.
Revolver would be so much better.
They gave me so good that it makes Terry stutter.
I want it back. Like when they announced they were making Red Dead Redemption 2, I was bummed because I want Revolver.
No way. I'm a huge Red Dead fan, right? I prefer Red Dead Redemption over GTA. Like that's me. I'm more of a Red Dead guy than a GTA guy.
Thank you. You know what? Actually, it's funny. This past Friday, I was talking about that debate. And even Elvie was like, I'm talking nonsense because of GTA 6. And I'm like, I'd rather have Red Dead, which is more fun than Grand Theft Auto. But thank you. You actually confirmed me. I'm not the only one.
Dude, Elvie, I would take Red Dead, Mafia, Saints Row.
Yep.
Whatever that one was with the guy at the scooter, running around in Asia somewhere. I would take any of those over GTA.
Thank you.
Any of those over here. I don't know about that.
Yes.
I'll take Sleeping Dogs. I'll take
That's
Sleeping
the one.
Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs. That's what I was talking about.
Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs. I'll take any of those over a GTA.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Take that.
Me and Terry couldn't get married. Her taste in gaming bothers me. That's his red. Like, you know how you put in deal breakers when you're on a dating app? That's his deal breaker right there. Deal breaker. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but Terry's already happily married, right, Terry? Happily?
Yes.
Happily? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Someone's phone, I think, is vibrating. I can hear it in the microphone.
Ah, damn it! I forgot that's my phone. back to the old self.
Let's see. Sure. Well, where are you getting your phone from? Your prison wallet?
You see, that's the reason why I came up with a nail clipper. This is the only way that I could escape prison.
Let's see. Sorry, says, screw that. All I want Xbox to bring back light gun games so I can get a new House of the Dead on Xbox. Only they have guns that work with our TVs now. They don't work with TVs. So House of the Dead did get a remake on the Nintendo Switch, and they work with the IR sensor, but it comes out of sync quite often. And you have to pause the game and resync. So there's no way for that to work on modern TVs currently. Doggy Dog 420 says GTA is king for a reason. Jason Max says, I like Red Dead Redemption 2 better than GTA 5, but GTA 6 could change that. All right. Okay. And we had a poll up, Terry, so be sure to vote. Be sure to vote, Terry. Be sure to vote.
I mean, Red Dead.
Get your vote on.
Man, but
guys, we do have a vote asking you guys which series you prefer, the GTA series, the Red Dead series, or neither of them.
You know what? Just to make it a little bit more interesting, why not Grand Theft Auto? Why take Red Dead than GTA? For me, it's like I like Western. What about for you guys? Why you take Red Dead over GTA?
What's the word I'm gonna use here? Atmosphere, I guess. I won't say that I like Westerns. I kind of don't. But I love the atmosphere. I love that they're like you're out in nature. You're in an open world, right? Whereas in GTA, like in a city, being a terrorist, essentially. So, I don't know. I just feel that Red Dead is just so much more fun. You can train your horse and all this stuff and build relationships. And GTA is like, yeah, I'm going to mod my car.
I get it. What about you, Terry?
Yeah, I'm going to steal a plane. Or something like that, right? Like nothing wrong on the GTA series. The storytelling is very good. I'm just saying that when it comes to the gameplay loop, I prefer the Red Dead series a lot more.
What about you, Terry?
Yeah, so like for me, I would take Red Dead because I prefer the atmosphere as well. But at the same time, a big thing that I don't like about GTA is how it overly glorifies like drugs and gang violence and stuff. And it's just like that's not something that we should be acting like that's cool.
The modern life, in other words, the modern life.
Saints Row does it too, but Saints Row, they try to make it more comedy and less serious. GTA is more realistic in the sense of some of their stuff. I mean, not all of it serious, when you get like Trevor involved, but you know what I mean? So like, it's just, I don't know. I don't like how they kind of desensitize people to behaving very immorally,
Bring back bully.
So.
Yeah. I agree. Like in Red Dead, they don't want to be bad guys. They just are.
Yeah. It's just.
Whereas in GTA, it's like, yeah, I'm a bad guy and I'm going to be more bad.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Like, I don't know. There's what's the word? The reason for existing in Red Dead is survival, and and for being the way you are is survival, right? Like John Marston, he was doing it because he didn't want to go to jail, and they shot him up anyway. Spoiler. And Arthur, he was basically as a young kid taken into the gang, so all he knew was the gang, but he had a heart of gold. So and he didn't just go out there shooting cops for the sake of shooting cops and shooting stuff, right? Everything had reason to it. And then I feel like in GTA, it's like, I'm a gangster. I'm doing this. I'm choosing to be a gangster, though I don't have to be. And I'm going to be the biggest gangster in the city. I'm going to be more gangster. I don't know. It's the motivation behind it. It's just, I feel that I connect more with the Red Dead Redemption characters than I do with the GTA characters. Again, nothing wrong with the story. Totally cool. I'm not hitting the narrative, right? Nothing against it. It's just that's why I prefer it. Yeah. What about you, Shadster?
For me?
You said because you like Westerns, right?
Yeah, like Western, and for some reason, I get attached to the surrounding, the environment. Also, it's like I don't know. That was my first time playing Red Dead, and I'm like, how everything, the way they created the environment in the countryside,
Mhm.
it made me, for some reason, it made me think I was doing the Oregon Trail. but
Okay.
in 3D, no, I'm weird on that one. I'm like, wow, but how everything connects, how
Right.
animals react. It just the way it's created is beautiful. As in GTA, the last GTA I played was what, China Wars?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, so
On the
it's a
DS,
tough one.
right? On the
Yeah,
DS.
on the DS before they switched it to the PSP.
Yeah.
But
China Wars.
yeah, but I stick with Red Dead, and like I said a couple of times and a couple of minutes ago, bring back Bully. I would love that.
Oh. Bully. I never played it, believe it or not. I've never played Bully. A lot of people talk about it, but I've never played it. As someone who was bullied heavily in high school, I refuse to play it.
Who
In
was
middle
it?
school, high school, I refuse it.
Who wasn't who wasn't bullied? Oh, see, look, Elvio put sleeping dogs because Terry, he says that I'm crazy on picking sleeping dogs on top of GTA, knowing that GTA is the best, better than sleeping
Nah,
dogs.
no. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Sleeping Dogs, but if I had to choose, I would still play that over GTA.
Thank you. Take that, Elvio.
Hey, Shane Walker, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, "Good morning, teaching my 8-year-old grandson OBS today." That's awesome. That's awesome. If you want to teach me OBS, you can too. I would be more like trying to teach your 6-year-old grandson. Just saying. But that's awesome. RWK88 says, "I hope GTA focuses more on the missions." Yeah. Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 3, you'll be able to travel to the future and bring back a Tesla with an F-16 to the Wild West. That'd be something. That'd be something. But, that's how we feel about the series. How does the chat feel?
All right, which do you like more? Even split.
Wow,
42% like GTA and 42% like Red Dead. And the other 14% that could have broken the tie, they don't like either one. So.
There you go. Wow. Awesome. With that being said, guys, it's time for Terry's Indie Spotlight. Terry, you all set up?
I'm good.
All right, let's get it.
All right, everybody, welcome back to my Indie Spotlight, and I brought you guys a nice little game for you guys to check out. Hopefully, you don't get the tongue-tied. The entire trailer has a song, but it's an original song for the game, so hopefully you don't get hit with anything there, Axel. But let's go ahead and let's check out. We're gonna check this out. All right. So this game is, hold on, I'll get more into it, but here, we'll just check the trailer out first.
All right, right.
Possible headset warning. The music is kind of loud.
Your journey began, it's time to go. The power of change will help you grow and set you free. Only you can save tomorrow. Out in the darkness of the night, your courage will shine just like a light through eternity and put an end to all the sorrow. Through your adventures, you'll find the answers. Just gotta be strong and fight with resolve, 'cause nobody's gonna hold you down. Monster boy, fighting for a future made of love and joy. All the good and evil trying to destroy, only you can save. If you have faith in
Yes, Monster Boy. I knew.
All right, so Monster Boy. Hold on, let me stop my autoplay. But yes, this is part of the Wonder Boy series. So the original creator of Wonder Boy also helped make Monster Boy. So you know it's going to be true to the series. Good old platform. You can have some fun. You can help Jin try to save the kingdom, and you fight enemies. Look for hidden locations and upgrade all your equipment. You get special forms and unique skills. All the things that you want to have some good fun. Now this game is on pretty much all platforms. It's $30 on Steam, $40 on consoles, but it's actually on sale for $10 on Xbox. So go ahead, if you have not played it, go ahead and grab this right now for $10. So get it while it's on sale.
Yes, and it is a fantastic game. They were great back in the day. They're great now. Just saying. And a shout out to this mother right here. The Game Complainers, thank you so much for joining us. You're the real MVP. Says, yo, Axel, what's going on, Game Complainers? Thank you so much for being here. Back from the dead joins us. What's going on, Back from the dead? Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Shout out to my beautiful wife. She says, it's a Japanese game. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Game Complainer says, I love this game. As you should. It's a good game. Shout out to Pedro. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, saludos, Juan.
Yeah, that's my coworker. I'm texting him, and he was like, what you doing? So shout out to Pedro Martinez. He's at work right now. He's working for me. That's what you get.
That's right. And the Game Complainers is the real mother VP. Shout out to the Game Complainers. If you know, we have an inside joke with Captain Picard going on, so that's part of it. So, yeah. All right, let's see. Moving on to the news. Great game, by the way, Terry. Awesome game. So, I don't know if you guys heard, but Square Enix is kind of doing what Square Enix does. First things first. This comes from I'm going to skip the last name. This comes from Takashi, who works for Bloomberg. Okay, he listened to the Square Enix investor call, and he translated it in English for Bloomberg and also posted it on Twitter. So shout out to Takashi. And again, I'm not going to say your last name. I will butcher it, and I want to do that.
Mochizuki.
Are you sure?
Yep. I just said it.
Mochizuki.
Because I'm saying it in Spanish and it's easier to pronounce it.
Anyway, shout out to Takashi. So Square Enix, in typical Square Enix style, Final Fantasy 16 sales fell short of expectations. Initial momentum was in line with expectations, but the games failed to reach fiscal year goal as its momentum slowed. No updates from sales number, the last announced at 3 million. Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I bought, by the way. Sales fell short of expectations. Initial momentum didn't reach an internal target. No sales numbers to share. Dang. Form Stars, baby, fell short of expectations. And remember, this launched into PS Plus. Initial momentum didn't reach an internal target. No sales numbers to share. So, in good old Square Enix style, everything fell short of expectation. I cannot remember the last time a Square Enix game met expectations. I think every Square Enix game since Tomb Raider has fell short of expectations, right?
Yeah. And
so they're going on what is a decade now of fell short of expectations. I don't know what those expectations are. Because some of these games are selling in, well, I guess Final Fantasy VII Remake met expectations. They never sell it fell short. Other than that one, all of them have fallen short. So I don't know what a game needs to sell for Square Enix to meet expectation. But millions is apparently not enough. So they remain confident that Final Fantasy 16 can achieve its goal over the original 18-month sales plan. Also, sales of Rebirth and Foam Stars aren't necessarily bad. They just fell short. But that doesn't mean that they flopped.
No, they mean they got dirty and they didn't clean themselves correctly. Foam Stars.
So these, if you notice, these games that are announced are all they're all exclusive to a certain platform. Well, Square Enix has only released two games for Xbox since the series console launched, everything's been on something else, and those gamers just aren't buying games. Not saying that Xbox gamers would save you, but it seems that keeping your Final Fantasy exclusive to Team Blue over there just isn't working out anymore. Who would have thought? Final Fantasy, by the way, Final Fantasy 15 Blue is the best-selling Final Fantasy ever. Ever. Not titled Final Fantasy 14, right? That one is an MMO, doesn't count. I'm just talking single player. Single player Final Fantasy ever, best-selling. It is the last Final Fantasy that released everywhere. And since then, they have done this exclusivity thing with PlayStation, and since then, everything has fallen short of expectations. So they have restructured. New CEO has taken over, and he is reorganizing everything. He reorganized development teams into 5 console teams, 1 smartphone game team. They say that they have been too reliant on individuals' creativity. Will promote sharing game making how among teams, and will seek best balance of individual creativity and organizational discipline. And Dragon Quest 12 remains under development. So they restructured, got a new CEO. The new CEO is also saying that he's going to include Xbox. So he announced that Square Enix to include Xbox as part of an aggressive, new, never seen before since Final Fantasy 15, multi-platform strategy. Quote unquote, an environment where more customers can enjoy our titles. Yeah, we'll see. So this is a nice positive kickback of Monday Square Enix announcements today that the company entered into a new multi-platform strategy that will aim to build an environment where more customers can enjoy our titles. Let me zoom in on this. The company says that this aggressive new strategy will include Xbox as well as Nintendo, PlayStation, and PC, and will be applicable for major franchises and AAA titles, including catalog titles. In particular, here's the quote. For HD titles, the group will aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy that includes Nintendo platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, especially in regards to major franchises and AAA titles, including catalog titles. It will build an environment where more customers can enjoy our titles. In addition, it will also devise a platform strategy for standard definition titles that includes not only iOS and Android, but also the possibility of PC launches. Furthermore, the group will strive to maximize the acquisition of new users when launching a title and that of recurring users after starting management of game operation. So we'll see. So we recently saw Final Fantasy 14 online on Xbox, 10 years too late, a couple of months ago. We still got the likes of Octopath 2 and Visions of Mana already announced for 2024. Again, Octopath Traveler 1 launched on the Xbox, and Octopath Traveler 2 kind of got, screw you, Xbox gamers. And this is the first Mana game to come to Xbox. So, they just have not been very supportive of Xbox gamers. In the past, I just don't believe it, and I'm not going to believe that they're supportive of us until I see all their games come to Xbox. And you can call it whatever you will, you can call me like, oh, that's setting an expectation other than that. And you're right, it is, because I have been as a Final Fantasy fan. I would love to play Final Fantasy games on my Xbox. One of the justifications for my PS5, I wouldn't even own it, was Final Fantasy. So until everything comes over to Xbox, I'm not going to believe it. As a matter of fact, I even posted about it. And this holds true to today. I'll believe that Square Enix is serious when I see all these games available on Xbox. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters, Secret of Mana, Trials of Mana, Legend of Mana. Hold on, there's more.
This Mana, the other Mana.
Traveler 2, Live Alive. And I didn't even put I ran out of characters. I didn't put Star Ocean on there either. So,
Oof.
Well,
wait. They do have a Star Ocean.
Not second story R.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The best Star Ocean.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
All right. The best. Don't at me when it comes to Star Ocean and which one's the best. I know Second Story R is the best.
That is actually true because I did play that.
Yeah.
That's actually true.
So their exclusive strategy has backfired on them, I guess, a bit. Everything is falling short of expectations, and they're restructuring, and they're like, oh man, we need Xbox. But for the last 10 years, they've kind of shafted us. Is it too little too late, Terry? Do you think Xbox gamers have found alternatives? Do you think if Square Enix was to bring their titles to Xbox, would it actually help them meet sales expectations?
With just Xbox by itself, no. But the fact that they're hoping to expand to PC as well as Nintendo, yes.
Yeah. Don't forget, Final Fantasy VII didn't come to PC for like 2 years.
Yeah. And didn't it have problems too when they brought it out? I can't remember.
I don't recall, but I know that Final Fantasy VII had issues. Not issues, but I know that it took them 2 years to bring it in. Did Final Fantasy 16 come to PC yet?
I don't know. I don't pay attention. I don't pay close attention to Final Fantasy, but it definitely, if they can start making all this stuff multi-platform, it'll at least boost their sales.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy 16 is not on Steam yet.
See, and that's where it should be. So
yeah,
like all of those games would do much better on PC. So they need to definitely get on PC.
Yeah, so this whole exclusivity or on this console first approach is really not helping them. But they need to launch, they basically need day and date launch so they can grab that hype around the world, right? Because everybody knows that your sales, especially for games, this is the way game purchasing goes, right? Day one, for week one, maybe week two purchases are the people that are willing to pay full price. Those are your hardcore fans. Those are the guys that are going to pay you $70 to buy your game, right? After that, you're going to start seeing some declines. And then somewhere on there, you're going to discount the game 20%, whatever, right? And you're going to get the people that were waiting for a sale, right? Somewhere about 4 months later, right? 3 to 4 months is typically when the first sale comes. And that's when you're going to get another spike because people who are waiting for a sale are going to buy it. And then it starts declining. And then after that, it just like falls like a ton of bricks, it just, after those people buy it, then your sales just start to tank. And so you're missing that whole 6-month period where the people who want to buy your game are interested in your game. After that, no advertising, no nothing. You're just kind of hoping that they remember, hey guys, we launched a PC now. So if you've been waiting, now's your time. Oh yeah, but other games have come along. I don't need to play that one. I already saw it. My friends already spoiled it for me, whatever, right? The people will not buy a game after that launch period if it's not something they've been waiting for, even if they're waiting for it. So, like me, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on my PlayStation. When it comes to Xbox, I'm not going to buy it again. I'm sorry. I'm not a double dipper. I'm not a double purchaser. So even though I would love for it to be on Xbox, I waited until last year for it to come. And then I broke down and finally bought it on sale for my PS5. So, I waited a long time for that game and it never came. So I went to where it is. So even if it comes to Xbox, everybody's like, oh, it didn't sell on Xbox, isn't it? Well, of course not. Because the people who wanted to play it have already played it, have found a way to play it. And if you bring it to Xbox, you're going to get the people that are curious to play it. And it's not going to be very many, in my opinion. So this whole wait years until it comes to the consoles and wait years till it comes to other platforms, I think it's just, they're doing nothing but hurting themselves. So this new strategy hopefully pays off for them. Hopefully. Shadai, any thoughts on this?
The first thing that came to mind was when he said that he wanted a certain group. I think you said 5 groups.
He split it into 5 consoles.
Right. That actually makes a lot of sense instead of having one unit to work on, this console, the next console, and the other one. at least that one would dedicate time for the Xbox, the PlayStation, Nintendo, the PC, whatever, so it could run perfectly. That's the best idea, the best idea you could come with. So they could, centralize on those things. The rest of it is give it a thought. Nowadays, everything is service based. So every single time when they release something, remember we're playing something else, and sometimes it's due to the services that we have.
Yeah.
Because we're playing something else, and if we hear Final Fantasy VII, sometimes it could, we could be playing Diablo 4 or Starfield, but then we're gonna be here in the podcast and start asking, "Have you played Final Fantasy?" And what you're gonna say is backlog. Why? Because we've got so many games out, coming out. That's another reason. Sometimes services causes those type of situation that your sales are not meeting expectations. But I'm happy that they decided to do that. I hope it goes quite well. The last time I played a Final Fantasy would be, what is it called? Something of Paradise.
Say that again.
I think it's called Final Fantasy Origins of Paradise, something like that. That it looked like Dirge of Cerberus. It was like an action game. Is a collaboration between Square Enix and Team Ninja.
I don't know that one.
Paradise or something.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doggy. See, Doggy knows Strangers of Paradise.
Strangers of Paradise. Okay, that one. I was thinking Origins. I don't remember Final Fantasy Origins. Yes, okay, Strangers of Paradise. Thank you, Doggy. Yes.
See, Doggy's another RPG god on that part. But yeah, that was like my last one. But other than that's a good, that's a good start under a new management.
Yeah, so it is all good overall, but I just don't know. I feel like Terri, name the last Square Enix game you were even aware of that released on Xbox. Because I know you don't play them, so just tell me one you're aware of.
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you because, I don't like Square Enix games, period. Like, the only games that I played that were, attached to Square were, Dope Nod and Crystal Dynamic games, but they sold them off. So now Square means nothing to me because they don't make anything I care about.
Yeah, exactly. They mean nothing.
They mean nothing to me. But my husband, though, he's a huge Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah.
And I did buy him the 7 remake on PS4, and he played it. But we have no intention of ever buying a PS5. And he already said that he was going to rebuy it on Xbox if it ever did come to Xbox. So he would do the double dip because he just
I don't double dip. Sorry.
He would prefer to play it on his platform of choice. So
if I bought it on Xbox, it's because I saw it a physical copy at one of the used video game stores for $10. That's the only way I'm buying Final Fantasy VII Remake on Xbox because I already bought it, and I got a good deal for it, and I'm not unhappy with my purchase or anything like that. And I have a PS5. I play where the games are. So congratulations.
They should,
to Sony. They sold a PS5 because of Final Fantasy VII. They
should offer a bundle deal if you buy, let's say, Rebirth, and you buy, let's say, because they're gonna do like your standard package, your deluxe package, whatever kind of. They're gonna have package deals. They always do on these games.
Yeah. They
should offer a package where you get a remake included.
Yeah, that's the way I got. I bought the digital version I bought Rebirth for $70, and it included Final Fantasy VII Remake with interlude DLC for free.
See, that's the way they should do it. So good. If they're already got that thing kind of going, then that's how they need to do it when they bring it to Xbox. They need to have that package deal in there because people aren't going to want to spend full price on a game that they either already played or the fact that the game's just really old now.
You know what they should have done?
Yeah, I mean, how many people do you know actually would subscribe to Final Fantasy XIV Online? I mean, 10 years after it already came out. Final Fantasy XIV, I think, is on its 10th DLC. coming, and it's mainly a PC game. Console gaming for MMOs is kind of like a small portion of the market anyway.
Yeah, it's very small.
And so, and then you finally bring it after 10 years to Xbox. Of course, nobody's going to play it. No, I mean, I don't know how many people they got to sign up for it, but it couldn't have been that many.
You know what? They should have done that a couple of months ago. We were talking about that Final Fantasy 14 and that special console that they announced. That should have been with that Final Fantasy 7. With Final Fantasy 7, that sells like hotcakes. The special console with Final Fantasy 7 included.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see what happens. So so Square Enix isn't selling enough on being a console only. PlayStation console only first on their Final Fantasy, especially. Final Fantasy 16, their newest title, isn't even on the PC yet, which is a travesty. And of course, it's not on the Xbox, which is an even bigger travesty because I would love to play it on my Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I have not bought Final Fantasy 16 yet, so that is one I would buy on my Xbox if it releases on time. But eventually, when I do come around to it, I'll buy it. I'll play it either on PC or on PlayStation, depending on what I feel like that day. So let's see. Let's check in with the chat. Let's see. Dog. Sony's girlfriend broke up with them. Oh no! They got dumped. That girlfriend said, "You're if you're broke, just say so. You can't buy me luxury purses." Oh my God. Oh yes. Let's see. Lost Boom. Be fair, nothing hits expectations. Yeah, exactly. Latest Final Fantasy was only PS5 only. Yeah, absolutely, it was. The game complainers. That's what Square gets for alienating gamers. Absolutely agreed. Agreed with you. Let's see. When your expectations is too much, it will always not meet expectations. Yeah, absolutely agree with all of that. Let's see. And game complainers verified no Final Fantasy 16 on PC yet. Stephen Avery says, I don't like any Square Enix games, so it's no skin off my back.
See, we actually agree on something for gaming.
There you go. See, so maybe you guys would make that's not a deal breaker right there.
There you go. We both dislike Square.
I'm waiting for 7 Rebirth on PC. So there you go. He's going to buy it on PC. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm not going to do anything in Spanish right now. All right, here we go.
No, ignore that. That's something else.
The game complainers. These games were already on sale for years on PlayStation. Now they want Xbox gamers to pay $70. They can get lost. They need to launch at a discount for Xbox. Absolutely, just like Terri said. Or included as part of a bundle. Right? Yeah, and when I was explaining the 6-month sale period, the game complainer says, exactly, Axel. Yes. Absolutely. So Shaddai, if any of these games came to Xbox, are you going to buy any of them?
Honestly,
do you want me to pull up my list of games again?
For Final Fantasy, you mean?
Well, the ones that Square Enix has essentially skipped Xbox with. That list that I had.
Actually, the only one that matters to me is Final Fantasy 7 because I never played Final Fantasy 7. Not even the original one. See, let me see. Final Fantasy Remake. That's the only one that I'll play. I heard about Secret of Mana. I saw my friend playing it, but that was those years that genre never was my interest, and until later. But right now, just Final Fantasy Remake. That's
the only I know my boy Doggy Dog is a huge Mana fan. Like he loves his Mana series. He would buy all those Secret of Mana, Trials of Mana, Legends of Mana games. I'm more of a Final Fantasy guy, so I'm more interested in Final Fantasy 7, 16, and the Pixel remasters. I would love to play the Pixel remasters. Love to.
You know, which one they never put it on Xbox? No, I would say not never, probably later. It was Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest, the main line is since Dragon Quest 11 so Dragon Quest 11 launched on Xbox.
Yes, it did.
Dragon Quest 12 is still set to launch on Xbox, but Dragon Quest Builders skipped Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Quest Builders 2 has skipped Xbox. So, yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah. And Dan, the man Cunningham says Square could suck it.
Ooh.
Let's see. Duggy Dog says, I want the Bandit series and Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. Yeah, guys, let us know in the chat. Which ones would you buy on your Xbox? Let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
I think the Final Fantasy musicals, they skip Xbox too.
Oh, yeah. Not the musical.
The rhythm something.
Theater Rhythm. Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They skip Xbox.
I bought Theater Rhythm on my Switch. I cannot wait. I love music games and I love Final Fantasy music. So I bought Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm on my Switch. But the Final Fantasy remake wasn't included. That's extra DLC. So, yeah. But it's a great, great game. I love my Theater Rhythm, by the way. And shout out to my beautiful wife, who at the time we were money tight and she still let me buy it. So shout out to my beautiful wife for being very supportive of my gaming addiction hobby. Yes. All right. So let's see. But that's how we feel. You know, while the chat lets us know if they would buy anything, let us know. Terry, how does the chat feel about Square Enix games? Square Enix.
All right. So would you buy a Square Enix game that released 1+ years ago for you on Xbox? 60%.
No, for your Xbox. That meant to say for your. I apologize, guys.
4 years ago. All right. So 60% said no, I don't play Square Enix games. Sorry, guys. No one cares about Square. 20% said yeah, you've been waiting. Another 20% are maybe.
So there you go. You got a definitely 20% sales. All right. So let's see. There are 43 people here. So at least 10 people would buy it. So that's good, right? Those are good numbers. Come on, Square Enix, put those games on Xbox.
I think that they should bring back some of their older IPs that they don't really do much with. Like, I know my husband would be ecstatic if they brought back, like, Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
So if they brought those to Xbox, that would, be a movement.
Dirt your Cerberus.
So yeah, they have stuff that they could try to do stuff with, but yeah, it's just a matter of, I don't know.
Yeah. So I know that the OG Final Fantasy are on Xbox right now. Like, you can buy the OG Final Fantasy 7 on Xbox.
Mm-hmm. I have it.
Right. Now I have bought the original Final Fantasy 7 about 6 times. So over my lifetime.
Can't you get it free on your phone too these days?
No, but I bought it from my phone. I mean, just being honest here. I bought it from my iOS. So let's see. I obviously bought it on the PS1. I bought it for PC back in the day when it released on PC, by the way. So I have the original Final Fantasy VII PC disc from back in the 90s. I bought it on my Switch. I bought it on my Xbox. And I have it on my phones. I mean, so yeah. So yeah. Stephen Avery says, how long is Jedi Survivor? I feel like playing for 7 days never ends. Maybe you're just enjoying it, bro. Stop doing side quests. I know that happens to me. Like, I'm in that zone where, like, I have to do every little quest right now with the game I'm playing, Unicorn Overlord. I probably could have finished the campaign by now. But because I'm doing every single quest, I'm like maybe 30% done.
Yeah, most games these days, the campaign is usually 10 hours or less. It's just a matter of all the filler stuff.
Yeah. No, I probably could have finished Unicorn Overlord by now, but I refuse. Every land will be my land. This land is my land. Manifest destiny. All right. So that was the Final Fantasy topic. Let's move it along to the main event of today, which is I don't know what's happening. There we go. So Jez Corden of Windows Central put out an article saying Microsoft's quest for short-term dollar bills, y'all, is doing long-term damage to Windows, Surface, Xbox, and beyond. So he talks about Satya Nadella making Microsoft the big company, blah, 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 blah. Okay, look, we're going to skip all that and go on to the Xbox. This is a really long article, by the way. You read it all, right?
Yeah, I did. And I agree with him 100%.
I 100% agree with him, too. But we're going to skip all the way down.
All the way down.
All the way. Here we go. To Xbox. The Xbox portion of it. 6 pages later. It's a really good read, guys, by the way. It's just that, this is an Xbox show. We're going to focus on the Xbox stuff. So, corporate is coming for Xbox with short-sighted money now strategies that will cause irreparable damage. Agreed. So, I guess we'll take turns reading paragraphs, if that's okay, guys. So I'll start us off, and then we'll go to Terry, then Shaddai, okay? All right, so I love my Xbox Series X. It's an incredible piece of kit that does exactly what I want it to do. But similarly to Microsoft Edge, it might be too late. All right, Terry, take it away.
Xbox hardware sales have been down around 30% year over year, 2 years in a row. Part of that is a poor game lineup and inconsistent delivery from Xbox. Part of it is in the general gaming downturn. Another part of it is Microsoft's catastrophic 2013 reveal of the Xbox One, which has cast a cloud of doubt over the brand ever since.
Shaddai, oh man, you got the longest paragraph. Go for it.
Thank you. Despite all this, Xbox had recorded revenue even before Activision Blizzard joined the fray. Indeed, Microsoft wants to stay in gaming, hence spending $72 billion on Activision Blizzard last year, giving it control over Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and other major PC, console, and mobile franchises. I still had this potentially naive outlook that Activision under Xbox would benefit all involved with Blue.
To see what it was.
Still, it resulted immediately in hundreds of layoffs, game cancellations, squeeze budgets, and studio closures. And this ventures?
Divestitures.
Oh, divestitures. His wordings. From the outside, it's hard not to see what's going on at Xbox as totally chaotic. And as with the above, chaos and inconsistency have typified Microsoft playbook in the years I have been covering the brand.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that statement. As I said last week, Xbox strategy seems to change every quarter. Every single quarter, their strategy seems to change.
Yep.
Just saying. All right. Most of Xbox's lifespan over the past 10 years has revolved around playing catch up, and the fact that they're still in the game is a miracle. Innovations like Xbox Game Pass, advocacy from Phil Spencer and his team in building more affordable consoles like the Xbox Series S have helped Microsoft stay in the running. But now Microsoft's corporatism is infecting the goodwill and momentum Xbox had been generating in recent years, threatening to derail the hard work to rebuild. Agreed. Is this a new paragraph? I don't know. We're going to say no.
Yeah, that's a new paragraph.
I'll just say no. Here we go. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella previously said that he has no love for the world of console exclusive games. Fast forward a few months, and Nadella is now celebrating with investors his strategy to move Xbox exclusive games to PlayStation. A strategy that has been met with widespread alarm from Xbox users and confusion from pundits. Terry.
There's some console war tribalism in certain corners, but there are plenty of legitimate reasons to be concerned about this if you're a current Xbox customer. It stands to reason that moving your exclusive games like Halo, Gears, or Forza to PlayStation eliminates a reason to buy an Xbox console. If you eliminate reasons to buy an Xbox console, you're once again handing the keys to your future to other platforms, a problem Microsoft has right now with Google and Apple. Furthermore, you're removing an endpoint to acquire users via Xbox Game Pass. Cloud is prohibitively expensive right now and is gate-capped by Apple and Google, once again blocking in-app purchases or in some cases blocking it entirely. You're also decreasing your footprint for game developers who will increasingly, I'm assuming I can't see what's there. I'm assuming that's the word increasingly. Aha! Look at that. All right, increasingly see Xbox versions as wasting time. You set yourself up for a tailspin nosedive of exclusion to to the point where Xbox becomes another game publisher without a say in the overall direction of the industry. But maybe that's the idea.
All right, so we have already talked about all of this that he's saying right here, right? We've already shared our feelings with this several times. I'm against it. Terry doesn't care. And Shaddai, where do you stand on that?
For the purchases,
So for what's been happening so far, for the movement of Sea of Thieves to PlayStation.
Okay. You mean general?
And yeah, in general, where do you stand in general up to what has actually happened so far?
I think I still have it in my mind that every multiplayer game should be multi-plat. That's why it's called multiplayer. And single player should stay on the console, which, you know, we like to play that too. If you take them, that reminds me of the Call of Duty removing the campaign to multiplayer. Why am I saying that? It's similar to multiplayer to single player. But I feel some type of way that Satya doesn't care. He did say it. I don't know. Sony is the one who created all this. So he said in quotes, that's not, you know, that wasn't his decision. But in his opinion, Satya does have a say-so, even though he's trying to say that it's not. He does have a say-so. It just, I don't like the outcome. I don't care if it's business. I know everybody would like to say that business is business, yes. But there's a reason why we have exclusive, so you could get the credit for it. But yeah, it just, I don't like the idea on how this is going. It's not about as much as people is trying to say exclusive is not important. Yes, it is. But my stance is I don't know what to say. I'm still like speechless. Because they're not giving it's like they're not giving it a chance. They just want it now. Like me and you, we just agree what Jess is saying. They just want the money now. Oh, you're not giving us this, so you know we're gonna close. We are going to close this down. You're not giving us the profit that we deserve. I think Jess said a long time ago that when HoloLens released, the technology was there, but Microsoft execution wasn't there, and they canceled it out. So the people that work on HoloLens went to Apple Vision, and it became successful. That's Microsoft's problem right there. It's like they're not giving it an opportunity, a chance to let it develop. Or if in Satya's shoes should have said, you know what, let me do this, help them out, instead of killing it, and we made something change. They just, I don't care about the investor. We're the investors. We're giving their money to investors anyway. That's why we're customers. But I don't know. That's the way I see it. Okay.
So
I don't know.
I just wanted to catch up with Shaddai because I know he hasn't been on a lot of episodes. I just wanted to hear where he was.
No, that's fine. But I listened to you guys.
No, but I didn't hear it, is what I'm saying. I wanted to hear your point of view. Terry, you have some brilliant.
Okay, so I've brought this up before, and yeah, Axel likes to, you know, he mentions it frequently about how Xbox changes their strategy every quarter. Yes and no. Their main strategy has always been, like I've mentioned in the past, Microsoft uses the triple E method. So I still feel that is the ultimate strategy that they're using. What they have to do to achieve that strategy, that stuff may change quarterly or whatever they need to do, because, you know, they are a tech-based company and tech is always changing. So they have to continuously evolve. But the main strategy is still there. So I really don't. There's so many steps ahead of us that we might not see what they're planning, and so we are going to be reactive to things that they're doing. So I don't know. I disagree with that. And there have been developments. Apple is, you know, we're finally getting to the point to where Xbox is going to be adding their store to Apple. I read an article recently about how Android might be trying to become the new Windows Phone. I don't know what that's about yet. So, I mean, there's been developments and things changing. So, like, when did he write this article? Because to me, it already sounds dated. And I feel like this is a recent article, but he already sounds a little out of touch.
Well, I mean, here he was just recapping a lot of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stuff in the works that we're not going to be privy to, and people like to react and jump to, conclusions about things without all the facts. And that's why we keep seeing all of this. Like I said it last week about how people are one moment, everyone is like super celebratory, and then they're doom and gloom, and then they're celebratory. We go up and down because all we do is react. We're not seeing the big picture, and that's what's happening. Like we literally just had a conversation about how we want like Square to bring their games to multiple platforms because it'll be better for the gamer. But then we were, select people were doom and gloom about Xbox doing the same thing when it's better for the gamer, and those games are doing very well on PlayStation right now. So it's like you can't have this rules for me and not for thee mentality. So it's. I've always been anti-exclusivity, mostly because I don't care about exclusive games. I don't play them too much, but at the same time. From like a developer standpoint, the best thing for business is to sell your game to as many people as possible. And when you lock yourself in a corner behind one particular platform, you've made it to where you cannot achieve that goal of selling your game to as many people as possible. You now are going to be locked into whatever the cap is that platform offers you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have a platform if you don't have exclusives. Unfortunately,
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
I feel
like that's an outdated way of thinking because that's the way it had to be when things were getting started. But when you look at how things are done nowadays, like most things don't have exclusives anymore. People are when you look outside of gaming, people are loyal to brands without exclusivity for anything. Like I have all my kitchen appliances are going to be LG. Because I like my LG stuff. I'm not buying LG because they have an exclusive rights to having a certain feature on their stove that nobody else has. Like who gives a flip? Okay. I have all my Logitech stuff because I'm loyal to that brand because I like Logitech, and not because they have an exclusivity deal with anything in particular. It's just because I'm just loyal to that brand. You can be loyal to a brand without exclusivity. And I think it's just this caveman mentality that we have because that's the way the industry has been done for so long that we refuse to look beyond that. And I feel like if you want to play, like you just said, if Final, 16 or 14, you just said if it came to Xbox, you would play it on Xbox. You don't need Square to be exclusive one place. If you're loyal to Final Fantasy, you will play Final Fantasy wherever the heck you want to play Final Fantasy. So I feel like if you're loyal to Halo or Gears or Forza, you're going to play it wherever you want to play it. Xbox, Microsoft is still going to get money. They're still going to have players, and it shouldn't matter where it's being played on. In the end, you're still supporting the brand. You're still supporting Xbox, regardless of what platform that game is on. Because they keep saying that they are a brand. They are an ecosystem. They're not a console. We've had this conversation so many times about how they're an ecosystem and a brand, but yet people keep going back to this mentality of putting them in a corner of how they're just a console. And you can't have it both ways. They keep telling you that's not how they are, but then everybody wants to come, backlash and complain about how they're doing brand things and not console things. They're not a console. They've said that for years. They're not a console. Get it to your freaking heads. They're not a console. All right. So let them put
a platform without a storefront.
They don't need.
Is not a platform. The console is there where the storefront exists.
Buy Halo wherever they want to buy Halo. They're going to buy Halo wherever. You know what I mean?
No.
So that means
Halo could even be a much bigger success if it was available elsewhere. A lot more people would play it.
So that means that Nintendo is a failed platform.
I'm not saying Nintendo's a failed platform. I'm saying it's going to die out if they don't evolve because the way things are changing. Consoles are going to phase out. and they're going to end up being, RCA with no freaking hardware for anything because they refuse to adapt. All right. RCA was like the go-to for like radio equipment, right? What does RCA do now? I don't freaking know. But like seriously, like that's where they're going to be headed if they don't freaking evolve and adapt. Sony is trying to evolve and adapt because they see what Microsoft is doing with Xbox. So I mean, that's just the way it is, and people hate change, but we need the change.
It's not about okay.
It's
not
about change because you're still sitting here talking about how you need exclusives.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
We don't.
You 100% do.
We do not, because we are not
do.
trying to sell a console anymore. We are trying to build a brand and have it accessible worldwide to everybody.
So let me counter your point real quick,
Halo
Terri.
on your phone? You want to play Halo on your Mac computer? I don't give a crap, man. We're trying to sell the brand that is Xbox. So if you want to play Halo on your Mac or your iPhone, fucking let them do it.
Wow. Let me counter your point here, Terri. So let's go to something that's completely open platform. Let's go to Windows, right? Windows, anybody can open up a store in Windows. Anybody can make apps for Windows. There are no restrictions in Windows, right? Other than, malware, viruses, stuff like that, right? So you got the Steam store and the Epic Game Store here. And Steam has exclusives on its platform, its storefront. Because that's all it is a storefront. That's the platform, the Steam platform, right? Is the storefront, which is where all these companies are heading, is storefronts, right? Steam has exclusives, first-party exclusives, not available any other store.
But nobody is going to Steam like, I have to play on Steam because of these exclusives. Nobody has ever in their world said that I play on Steam because of this exclusive game. Nobody has ever said that once, Axel. You're making a stretch. You're making a stretch, man.
No, the way I see it is like a podcast. What makes it different than anybody else?
Steam has
you
the best exclusives, man. That's the place to play. No one has ever said that, man.
Cannot be monotonous. Like everybody have to have the same thing. How are you going to be different than anybody else? You need your credits. That's what I'm trying to say. You need to. You don't want to create something and they'll say, oh, everybody have it, but I need my credit. No, we're not going to give it to you because everybody now. Mm-hmm. That's why exclusive is so different, because you need to create something different than anybody else. That's why I said Nintendo, which is the lowest platform, have a lot of exclusive and it's selling like crazy.
Lowest platform, they're beating Xbox.
And it could be close to what, PlayStation?
They're beating PlayStation.
But that's what I'm saying. And they have
Nintendo won. It's funny. Everybody always talks about the Xbox 360, PS4 when the Nintendo Wii won.
Exactly.
It's the same thing here.
It's the same thing. Yep. I'm with you.
Because of exclusives.
Exactly. Exclusive only.
I'll tell you what, man. If Wii Sports and that bowling game wasn't there, my grandma would have not bought a Wii.
Yeah, that's true. The most popular game was the free game that came with it. So.
No, and I think the Wii didn't have support of the third party either, and it was selling like crazy, if I'm not mistaken.
But my point is, right, the purpose for these consoles right now is different than it was, back in the 90s. Now there's storefronts, and your console is a gateway to a storefront. Right. So if you want to buy a game on PlayStation or on Xbox, you got to go to the Xbox or PlayStation storefront, which is what's letting you dictate some of the gaming market. Right. Without a console and exclusives to drive people to that console, that storefront becomes irrelevant, and your ability to have some to guide where the gaming industry will go in the future, hopefully in your favor, dies. Right. And Microsoft, for some reason, doesn't seem to learn this lesson. They did it with Windows Phone, right? I think they only had like a 5% market penetration on cell phones when they gave it up after like 3 years or something like that. And now they're like, oh, hey, we want to launch in cloud and show everybody how great it is on your phone. Oh, guess what? Blocked. No storefront on phones. Blocked. Why? Because they don't get to dictate that anymore. And I keep using that as an example because that is where they're heading. If they completely get rid of their console storefront and reason to have a console storefront, they will be just another third party subject to someone else who is dictating the market, right? And if that strategy that you talked about, that of expand, exterminate, all that good stuff, right? It's not going to come to fruition without a console storefront for the time being, right? And on PC, they got to go against Epic Store. They got to go up against Steam.
Yep.
I disagree.
Name somebody who uses Windows.
GOG.
Yeah,
no, so
GOG.
it's
Name somebody who uses Windows or the Xbox storefront as their primary storefront for PC gaming. And I don't mean for Game Pass. I mean for PC gaming, like buying
PC gaming
Game Pass
has
games
multiple
on PC.
storefronts. PC gaming has multiple storefronts to choose from.
Yeah, it does. And nobody's choosing Xbox right now. The Xbox storefront. On their own windows that they make.
And the only exclusive that I'd rather say Microsoft have is the synchronization of Xbox to the PC because you got Windows. Sony doesn't have that.
Yeah, the Xbox Play Anywhere.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. Love it.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's just, you can't, right now, their number one way to dictate the market is through consoles, whether you want to admit it or not. Right now, the console is still dictating the gaming market direction because of the storefront ability. That gives them a voice. And without it, they're going to lose it. And what Jez Corden is saying here, and what I agree with him is that they are losing that ability to dictate. They're losing that ability to maneuver the gaming, to maneuver where gaming is heading in the future without it. And are they going to survive without it? Sure, of course. I mean, lots of companies exist without a storefront. Lots of them. Your favorite company exists without a dedicated console, right? Ubisoft, they exist and they're existing just fine. Nothing to it, but they're not dictating direction. And that is where they're going to go bad. And that is where I don't want them to do, because if they lose that direction, then I am subject to somebody else's, and it's going to be the Sony way, who Sony wants to raise prices to $100 a game. Sony you really want to talk about, like, everybody's afraid of, if Xbox gets a monopoly, they're just going to raise prices, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if anybody gets a monopoly, they're going to raise prices. Just throwing that out there. I mean, Sony, who is the market leader, they're the ones who dictated that $70 standard nowadays. Yep. And Xbox is Xbox being the market leader where they dictated the subscription services direction, right? Because Xbox got Game Pass. They showed everybody how fantastic it was with 20 million subscribers right away. And then, PS Plus Premium, PS Plus Unleaded, PS Plus whatever came up, right? And even Nintendo was like, you know what? We are doing Nintendo Online, and with it, you just don't get access to online. You also get access to games.
Yep.
Xbox stirred gaming in that direction because they had a storefront to do so. PlayStation stirred gaming to $70 games because they had the strength to do so. And without exclusive, Xbox loses their ability to stir the ship, in my opinion. Are they going to exist? Yeah. With or without it, they'll exist, sure. And I already told you how I'm going to play if a console doesn't exist. But I think it's a terrible thing to do. Again, for short-term money, they're going to lose their long-term way to dictate.
Elvio, is not about war. It's about the difference between having something that is exclusive to something that is multi-platform. It's nothing wrong, but exclusives are always important. And it's not almost over. That's why I use Nintendo. Nintendo is how many consoles have they sold? Like almost 130 million.
130, yeah.
And it's exclusives. So that narrative right there falls apart because Nintendo just showed us that exclusive is important. And everybody,
I think the main thing that sells Nintendo is they have popular exclusives, but honestly, I think it's the innovation that they have with their tech. The Wii sold well because they were the first one to do the motion control.
We bowling, baby.
That's why the Wii sold. Everybody wanted the motion controls. It wasn't about playing Mario. Like,
So
I didn't
that
play
means
Mario.
features sold. not
Everybody
because-
was playing the free, Wii games. All right, Wii Sports, I think it's called, or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
Wii
what everybody.
Sports, yep.
That's what people were playing, was Wii Sports. The people didn't buy Wii for exclusives. They bought the Wii for the innovative motion tech. So
And that motion tech also inspired but it also,
The Kinect.
stirred the direction of the gaming industry. I mean,
It
you got
did.
PlayStation
It did.
Move,
But
you got
again,
Kinect.
it wasn't the exclusivity of games that did that. It was the tech.
But without exclusives to show off their tech, let's pretend Nintendo showed off their, the Wii Motion and all that, right? Very few third parties supported Nintendo Wii. If they didn't have first party exclusives to show how the tech worked and to show off how useful it was and to show off how fun the games still were, that ability to stir, that motion control would have been lost.
Mm-hmm. That's where they drift the Kinect, the Move.
And the Wii hybrid console, the Wii hybrid console, the Nintendo Switch hybrid console, this is why you're now getting these, the PS Portal existing and the freaking, Asus ROG Ally existing, because Nintendo Switch has shown, again, because Nintendo has used their first party exclusives to show that, hey, this portable platform, these larger portable platforms that play console grade games are selling. And they're successful, and they have given us great products like the Asus ROG Ally, and the questionable products like the PS Portal. But it also stirs into I always have my Razer Kishi attached to my phone because I want that with Xbox, and I've long said if Xbox makes a handheld, I want it because I've experienced the the Switch, and I want something similar for my Xbox brand. And that mentality, I wouldn't have that mentality if the Switch wouldn't exist. So it's about the ability to stir the gaming market ship. And without a console to show, without first party exclusives and a console to show off how you can do it, they're going to lose that ability.
I don't think so. I think they're just going to put their storefront, and on like all TVs, all smart TVs will have an Xbox storefront, all your PCs.
Yeah, and they should.
That's their storefront will be available everywhere. You don't need to have a console to do that because consoles are going away. Everything's digital now. People don't even, it's just the way it is. We're going to go full on digital and cloud, and PC will be the main hardware platform people will still game on for hardware wise. Otherwise, it's going to literally just be, you're going to turn on your TV, you're going to boot up the Xbox app. They're going to have their Bluetooth with their controller, and that's how it's going to be. All right. So and
it should be as well.
Yeah. So you don't need exclusives to sell a console because they're not trying to sell consoles. Okay.
But it's like, you know what? I was looking at Elvio, but you know what? Even in entertainment, we have Lord of the Rings is exclusive to Amazon. So that means we got
to power, baby.
But you can watch it on any TV you want. It's not exclusive to Samsung.
No, you're talking about but you're talking about
I kind of see Terry's point. She's talking about hardware, and you're talking about software.
Comcast, and I'm talking about service. And I'm talking about service.
Listen, Comcast,
see what I mean? She's talking about our product. I'm talking about a surface that is all over the place, and it has something exclusive. See what I mean?
Comcast owns Universal Studios. Guess what? All your movies made by Universal are not exclusive to Comcast subscribers only, are they? Are they, Shaddai? Can you only watch a Universal movie on Comcast? No,
I don't have Comcast.
In fact, you can watch a Universal movie on Comcast's competitor networks. You can watch it on Turner.
I go to Disney Plus, and majority of the Marvel are now on Netflix, and I gotta get.
You don't need exclusivity, man.
Come on now, and that's everywhere, and they still have exclusives. You know what I mean? And
you don't need to sell the hardware.
You know what? I want to watch wrestling, but I need Peacock. I want to watch wrestling, but I gotta get Peacock because it's not on Netflix and it's not on Hulu.
but you can watch it on any TV you want. You don't have to buy specific hardware, which is what we're arguing, because you're saying you have to have a stupid console with their name on it. You don't have to buy a Hulu device. You don't have to buy a Netflix hardware device. Do you know? You can put it on anything. I can watch Netflix on my computer. I can watch Netflix on my phone. I can watch Netflix on whatever TV I want to play it on. I can put it on Roku. I can put it on Fire Stick. I can watch Netflix freaking anywhere. That's what Xbox is trying to do, dang it.
But still, exclusives are important no matter how you look at it.
Yeah,
I understand where she's coming from.
If Xbox goes the whole software route, and they go on any service available, and Xbox eventually just becomes a subscription service like Netflix is, right? Even Netflix still has to give you a reason to subscribe, and a lot of those reasons are some of their exclusive TV shows. Like exclusive shows, Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things. I loved Squid Games, stuff like that, right? But again, this is the danger of subscription services with in general, just as it only takes one click of the mouse to subscribe, and it takes one click of the mouse to unsubscribe. So people will be in and out of the ecosystem as they need. Like people are even doing this now, like when Hellblade is coming out. So some people are subscribing to Game Pass, but they're only buying 1 month. Because as soon as they play Hellblade, they're going to unsubscribe, right? And this is just the reality of subscriptions. That's the risk and reward of it, if you will, right? But my concern is more about stirring the ship, dictating where the market will go, and I believe that is where they're going. Like even like my PS5 controller, right? I'm not a huge fan of the resistance triggers. I frankly don't care for them. I find them annoying. But the games that use that touchpad that they have on there, and the speaker, I hate the speaker. But that touchpad, the games that use that touchpad as part of the gameplay, it adds to it. I really think about it. And without hardware to show that off and dictate and give people reason to buy their PS DualSense 5 to use in other places, such as the PC, where they're starting to bring their games over, it wouldn't exist. As PC has only ever driven graphics. Consoles have driven hardware innovation, input innovation, sensory innovation. And I just think that Xbox is going to lose that if they're not careful. So hold on, guys. We've been talking for a long time. Let me catch up with the chat while Terri and Shaddai take a breather for a minute. By the way, guys, not all the chats are loading on my screen, so I'm just going to read them. I apologize. I'm not going to pop them up. So I'm just going to read them here.
Just in case we got a horrible...
This is ruling the PlayStation story. 7-year-old Xbox One game. Doggy Dog says that. Shout out to Graphic God. Thank you so much for joining us. He says, good morning, Xbox family. Thank you so much for joining us, Graphic God. You are the real MVP. Shout out to It's Timothy version 2.0. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. Chill Walker says, I'm not worried. Remember when they said last week COD wasn't going to Game Pass? It is now. Yeah. Well, they did say it last week. Oh my gosh. I hit scroll and it reloaded everything. I apologize, everybody. Okay. I seem to be losing everything here. Not worried about COD. Okay, there we go. I found you. Okay, Xbox. Doggy Dog says, Xbox knows consoles won't exist in the future. They're just getting ready. Absolutely. They will not be in existence in the future. Mobile is really where it's at. And I have long said this, and Terri, I think, agrees with me. Just like arcades became niche, consoles are going to become niche. But Xbox just needs to be careful how they do it. Let's see. And without Windows Phone, they can't dictate the gaming mobile market. They are subject to just being a third-party publisher. So Windows Phone, they should have kept it. Let's see. Chair Walker says, Duggan 420, they will always make consoles because it guarantees that they have a say. UC Satya is still upset that that he canceled Windows phones. He could turn it back on anytime, Chair Walker. But with that being said, Yeah, even Sarah Bond, if you listen to her words, she said that the next set of hardware, their next hardware release is for hardware enthusiasts. She didn't say for our console gamers or anything like that. She said hardware enthusiast. So a lot less importance is going to be placed on the console, on the hardware they released in the future. And again, going the way Terry's saying. Let's see. Graphic God says, my stance is that I do not know how to run a $3 trillion company. Apparently they do. Absolutely they do. But even Xbox, even Google and Xbox and Apple, the big techs, have tech graveyards that are massive, So just saying. Dog says, Xbox will continue to make consoles until Sony drops out. I don't think Sony will ever stop making consoles, as I don't think they know how to exist without them. Sony has always been a hardware. Sony started off as a hardware company. I think they're not transitioning to software as good as they should, in my opinion.
Same as
it
Nintendo.
will be their downfall, because when you're on top, you can only go down.
Yep, absolutely. Brendo Calriza says, I'm certain Xbox will continue to make consoles, only they will no longer accept taking huge losses on the hardware. Yeah, they might go the Nintendo route. Nintendo's not taking a single penny loss on their Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Doggy Dog says, Sony will drop out eventually. They're moving to PC as we speak. Yeah, Chael Walker, no one cared when Money Guys approved Game Pass, buying all those studios like Double Fine and Ninja Theory. I'm sure internally they knew. I'm sure internally they knew and cared. Which is why I think, they're using this as an accelerant. Phil Spencer said that the Activision Blizzard King acquisition accelerated their plans greatly. And maybe this is the accelerant. We're experiencing it. They're accelerating it, and we're experiencing it and having some emotional talks here. Let's see. Doggy Dog, I don't care what I don't want consoles to go away. I hate PC, but consoles aren't growing or selling as good, and the kids these days don't care. They play Fortnite and Roblox. Well, I am going to be honest. My nieces and nephews and stuff, they have Xboxes, but trust me, they play on their phones more than anything. Mobile is where it's at. Let's see. Chill Walker, the Minecraft franchise has been multi-platform, and we found out during the trial that Dungeons Legends could have been exclusive, but they chose to make it multi-plat. Yeah, they did go multi-plat, but they're not as strong as Minecraft was, and Minecraft needs to make another hit. I feel that they're getting pressure from their bosses to be more than just Minecraft. Let's see. RWK88 says, I don't care. American Standard splashes me when I flush. That's a nice feature. I'll stick with standard. Talk about toilets. What the heck did I just read? Okay, I'm going to have to pre-read these, so you're going to now hear moments of silence here. Let's see. Chael Walker is the same like you. He's faithful to Logitech and Samsung. Shout out to DE. Thank you so much for joining us. You're the real MVP. She says, are they loyal to Final Fantasy only because it was on PlayStation? No, I'm not. I wish Final Fantasy was on Xbox because that's where I would play it. So yeah, let's see. Graphic God says, but Sony is a console. Yeah, absolutely. Doggy Dog totally agrees with Cool Cat Terry. Chill Walker says, Xbox platform is PC, consoles, TVs, and clouds. Xbox has a storefront on PC via the Xbox app. Yeah, but it's not the number. It's not enough purchasing going on that app to offset the console. Trust me on that one. DE says, I think the standard will be the console is the commitment to a certain video card by PlayStation Studios. If there's no PS6, PlayStation guarantees performance with their video card. Their list. I don't understand what you're saying, DE. I apologize. I don't understand that. Doggy Dog says Nintendo has already effectively left the whole home console market. Their hybrid console has proven very successful. And yeah, Doggy Dog says portable is king. That's with young people. Let's see. Let me see. What else do I have? So DE is a Microsoft Store only guy. Oh, sorry, not DE. Shea Walker is a Microsoft Store only guy. Okay, first guy I know that is like that. You're the first one I've ever heard of. So that's good. Let's see. LVO says the only reason why Xbox users don't want to see Xbox games in PS5 is that they think this is a war. And sorry, but it's about business. Yeah, but having weight in business is a war. If you can't dictate markets, you're not really a leader in your business. And Microsoft cares about winning. And right now, dictating that market is what's important to them. So we'll see how they think they're going to dictate this market if all their games go over to competitors and make the Xbox console basically, as Sarah Bond said, for the hardware enthusiast only.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to lose their ability to stir business. Personally, let's see. Xbox Dog says Sony's business update is called Beyond Boundaries. They're putting their stuff in more places. If that title tells you anything, the day I see Sony first party come over to Xbox, I will 100% cede to Terri. But I don't think Sony's going to do that, and I certainly don't believe Nintendo's going to do that. Yeah. Let's see. Nintendo Switch is like a toy. Gaming is toys, bro. Yeah.
No, that's really true.
It's entertainment, and you use it as a toy. Yeah. So it is a toy. Gaming is a toy, and I'm a kid who never grew up. I'm a Toys R Us kid, baby. I'm a Toys R Us console gamer. Yes.
Well,
let's see.
Well, grown kids.
I mean, Nintendo was originally a toy company, weren't they?
They were a card company.
Card company?
Yeah, they made card games.
Okay.
A popular card game in Asia. Yeah. Let's see. DE is not a fan of motion controls. Yeah. The Nintendo Switch has done that, where you can turn off where you can play with either the controller or the motion, depending on how you prefer. Dog. It's funny seeing all the PlayStation 4 fanboys and their Santa list of Xbox games they want after years of saying how bad Xbox sucks.
Here goes Doggy.
Elvio says, what if you want to use Netflix? They tell you, okay, but your TV should be LG, not other brand. Time changes, guys. When your interest is mostly being on a service and a subscription service, I agree to that. But gaming is not a subscription service yet.
But that's what they're trying to become, Axel. Let it happen.
I'm a subscriber. I'm in. I'm supporting.
Let it happen. You're a subscriber, but you keep fighting them at the same time, man.
No.
I want Xbox to stay important.
No, but this is what I
saw what happened when the console was not important. Hence, Sega became irrelevant. And I saw the offshoot those years when Sega got out in 2021, essentially in 2020. Or sorry, got out in 2001. Technically 2000. And Xbox didn't come in until late 2002. I experienced that year of dictating the market that Sony did and what it did to third-party support for everybody. And I didn't like it. it.
But what happened to Sega happened because they weren't preparing for a future outside of having a console. They didn't prepare for that. So that's why they got crushed like that when they didn't have a console anymore. Microsoft isn't making that mistake. They're preparing to have their brand succeed outside of the console ecosystem.
Time will tell. I definitely think that as Matt Booty said, they can outspend their rivals. They can put them out of business. They can outcash their rivals. Let's see how true that is. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up, everybody.
That's why I use Netflix.
My beautiful wife says, love to miss Cool Cat Terri and Mr. Shaddai when you two were going at it. That was fantastic, by the way. Loved it. Let's see. D says, okay, so you don't need to have a specific brand TV to access Hulu, but your Hulu does have to have access. Your TV has to support Hulu, the app.
Mm-hmm. So
while you don't need a specific brand of TV, the capabilities of the TV have to have Hulu. That's a good point. What if in the future, what if the specific brands, hence, why Game Pass doesn't exist on PlayStation or Nintendo, they want to become a subscription service, but they're blocking it. That is a good point, DE. Shout out to DE for bringing that up. Yeah. That is a very good point. I agree. 100% agree. Hence why they need that console. So they can show people how great Game Pass is on consoles, baby.
No.
That console. Console is
Yes.
king, Terry.
Yes.
I'm saying
not-
you put Game Pass to where it fully works on mobile, no one's gonna care about the console, man.
Yeah, but it doesn't run the same thing. You're not gonna be on your phone for 8 hours and then
I
your
have
battery's
long
low.
said that they need to get those console games to run natively on this bad boy.
Yes, it's coming. It's
But
coming.
Axel,
That's
how
what
long
they
is
need.
it going? How long is it gonna last? This phone doesn't last that long. The battery life.
It lasts longer than the Switch.
Oh my god.
And
So
the
Perfect
Switch
God
is
says
still
that he loves
selling
how
better.
passionate Terry is. She is passionate. Trust me, you want to get Terry. If Terry is passionate about something,
I'm gonna
you need to get her fired
crush.
up.
I'm gonna crush that passion.
I feel like I shock people because I try to stay very reserved when I'm on here and open-minded to what everyone's saying. But then there's moments when it's like, you know what? I had enough. I'm going in.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right. I have my moments where I'm like, all right, tap me in, coach. Like, I'm going in.
that's the reason why I always jump in, because I know she's gonna blow up, so I gotta trigger it.
The best way to get Terry fired up is start interrupting her. Trust me, you'll get her fired up no matter what. But I try not to do that. I like letting people speak. I try not to do that. Doesn't mean I don't do it. I'm just saying I try. Let's see. LVO, you asked a question, but I don't understand it, so I'm going to skip it. I apologize. Shout out to Ice Cream Gaming. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. Let's see. Sarabon also said their focus is on core gamers. Sparksman says, so Terry, should God of War, Ratchet and Clank, and you Resistance, Fallen Man, and Twisted Metal be on Xbox also?
Yes.
Yeah, I already knew that answer. This is going to be a yes from Terry. Terry hates exclusives.
I do hate exclusives.
Shout out to the Gina. Thank you so much for being here. Gina, you are the real MVP. Gina says, I love Game Pass on my PC. I need PS Plus on PC to go native and stop being PS4 stream versions. Then I'm living the dream. The time is now, Sony. Make me happy. I agree with the Gina. If PS Plus was on PC, I would be 100% subscribed to them and not buy their PlayStation console. I would instead be subscribed to it. So yeah, I agree with the Gina. So, and that also kind of goes to your point, Terry. If consoles don't exist, I'm still going to be subscribed on PC to Game Pass. I'm not going to stop being an Xbox gamer. Just pointing that out, everybody.
Yeah, it's the same way I'm going to be. Is like I am devoted to the Xbox brand. I'm not devoted to a console.
The Game Complainer says something ridiculous here. He says, oh, it started loading again. He says, give Picard a crack at running Xbox. Look, man, Picard self-destructed more Enterprise ships than any other captain in history combined. I don't want him running Xbox. All he'll do is initiate self-destruct. Authorization Picard Gamma. I'm a big wimp. Don't know how to win. Theta 5.
And he freaking got captured and became Borg. That's not a success story.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
not a success story, bro.
That's not a
Get
success
out of here with that
story.
Picard crap. And by the way, this is an inside joke again, right? If you guys know, you know. Let's see. The Game Complaint is Khan could run Xbox better. Absolutely. Khan was about domination, baby. I would sooner let Khan run Xbox than Picard. It should be named Captain Pecan because he's nuts. That's why. Let's see. The Gina says younger generations seem to play games mostly on phones or tablets. Sadly, consoles, and to a lesser extent, PC are becoming an old person gaming hobby. Hell yeah. Split Difference says we only exist because of Halo. Absolutely. Most of us became Xbox fans because of Halo. Terry, why did you become an Xbox fan? I guess we never really know. What made you become an Xbox gamer?
I think it might have been Gears.
Oh, Gears. Okay, Gears, another Xbox exclusive. Made you an Xbox gamer.
It might have been like I feel like I was playing on Xbox before that stuff came out though, because Gears came out later. That was like 360 when the first Gears came out. So like I feel like I was already playing Xbox, but it wasn't for exclusives.
Yeah. I don't know. I became an Xbox guy because of Halo. What about you, Shaddai? What made you buy your first Xbox? What game?
Well, it was due to my friend got me hooked up on Halo.
You're damn right.
But
Halo
then
is
it
king.
was, but then it was
Absolutely,
Mecha
game
Assault.
complainers.
Though.
Halo is king.
But at the same time, it was because of Mecha Assault too.
Oh, Mecha Assault was amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Split Differences Gears. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So moving on with the article, guys. Have we said everything we need to say about where things are for the moment? Moving on with the article. Okay. By the way, we hadn't even gotten through this article. This is turning out to be a fantastic show. The plan to move Xbox games to other platforms is codenamed Latitude internally. And I know there's a debate and unease at Microsoft about whether or not this is a good idea. More upcoming Microsoft-owned games are slated for PlayStation are already being developed. Dang. It's almost like I called this, that it wasn't going to stop. At least for now, they're potentially obvious games you'd most likely expect. Don't know what that means. And yes, while it's true Microsoft is prolific publisher on PlayStation already, it has typically revolved around specific franchises like Minecraft. From what I've heard, Microsoft is pushing for no red line for what games could come to PlayStation, and it all revolves around Satya Nadella and CFO Amy Hood's mandate to increase every department's margins. So more games are coming, as I kind of knew they would, and they're pushing for no red line, as I kind of knew they would. I am still against it, and I have always been against it. I think this is a dumb idea. They're doing damage to the brand, in my opinion, and all they're going to do is make themselves irrelevant in the platform holder space. That's all they're doing, right? Obviously, putting Halo Infinite on PlayStation will increase profit margins. Sea of Thieves enjoyed the top spot on PlayStation Store this past week. And in a perfect world, it's great that more people get to play these games. But we don't live in a perfect world, Terry, where platform holders willingly collaborate for customers' betterment while competing on pure value. Pfft, who does that? Like many of Microsoft's other recent strategies, pursuing this strategy is a short-term margin booster with long-term consequences. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yes, the industry is struggling, and Microsoft isn't the only hardware manufacturer that has seen declines. But destroying the foundational reason to buy an Xbox isn't the answer you give if you care about the long term. Terry, do you care about the long term? Yeah.
Yes.
That's why you want to get rid of the console? Because long term?
Because that's a brand. I don't need the console. It's about the brand, man. The brand is the long term.
The console is the brand. So
no, it's not.
It says Xbox. It says Microsoft.
Yeah.
So the console is the brand.
Yeah. So basically, that is the crux of the article is no red line, everything coming over. As I've long stated, if you remember, I use that little GIF or that little picture I always put up of Phil Spencer saying not every game is coming to PC, and then boom, every game is coming to PC in 2 years, 4 years later. And I feel that this is the exact same issue. Not every game is going to come over to PlayStation, bam, and then every game comes over to everywhere, to PlayStation. It's going to happen. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's not right. I don't see how this grows your brand. I really don't see how it grows your brand. I don't see how it makes you more money. Because if you lose your platform where most of your money is being made for your gaming division, I believe they said that 50% of their revenue comes from consoles. The gaming revenue comes from consoles. If you lose that, you're not going to be making more money. That whole short-term sighted money now strategy that Amy Hood and Satya Nadella are doing is going to create long-term damage, and people aren't going to buy Xbox consoles to keep that revenue going.
That's why you have to evolve, because if most of your revenues come from consoles and our generation's getting older and the people who are going to be buying into anything aren't buying consoles, you're going to die. All right. PlayStation, brags about their console sales. Well, if we're getting into the generations that don't play on consoles, they're going to become the new Sega because no one's buying the consoles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. So they need to get onto the mobile markets. Windows Phone, either they need to re-release Windows Phone or Surface Phone or whatever the hell they want to call it, or they need to somehow figure out how to put the Xbox Store onto iOS and onto Android. They need to figure out a way to put their storefront where they make their money onto a platform that isn't their own, the mobile platform, because Satya gave up on it for short-term sightedness, just like he's about to do to the consoles. And so Xbox is going to move away from consoles without having a platform, a dedicated platform. That is, to me, the nail in the coffin. You might as well get rid of it. And without exclusives, I'm sorry, consoles and platforms don't exist without exclusives. Gaming, entertainment, consoles don't exist without exclusives. If Netflix didn't have exclusives, they probably wouldn't exist. You know, Netflix has more development studios than any other entertainment company in the world.
So you just use my example.
Oh, because I'm not oblivious to the importance of it. Right? And it just, you know, Xbox is going to lose their ability to stir the gaming market in a direction without exclusives. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, and the game complainers, thank you. HBO got saved by original programming. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see what the chat says. Dreadpool says the brand consists of games, community, and console. I think you meant to put commas there. Yeah, game, community, games, comma, communities, comma, console. Yeah. And games, of course, is number one, but exclusives need to exist. And shout out to Dreadpool. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Dreadpool's like, get off my lawn, Axel. Let's see. Chair Walker says Microsoft makes DirectX, which most PC game makers use, as well as many PC gaming tools, so they always have a say in that market. Okay, cool. The background engine stuff is nice and all, but you know, not everybody uses it. So let's see. And if Nintendo doesn't, and if Xbox doesn't show people how to use this stuff and doesn't show them how great things can be, this stuff might as well just not exist. Let's see. Dreadpool says PC doesn't have exclusives. TV don't have exclusives. We just went over this. So Dreadpool, you're in late for the chat. PC doesn't have exclusives. Yeah, but Steam has exclusives. You know, the PC storefront.
But nobody cares. But nobody cares.
Epic Games has exclusives.
Nobody cares.
You know, I don't know. Fortnite, biggest game in the world. Somebody cares.
People like Fortnite, but I mean, they're not downloading. Like, you can play Fortnite on anything. You know what I mean? And when it comes to PC, but when it comes to PC, no one is loyal to only one storefront. You know, they're going to have Steam. They're going to have Origin. They're going to have,
Epic
you know, they're going to have EA. Fortnite. They're going to have Epic. They're going to have GOG. They're going to have them all. All right, it's not the same argument. You know, you can't get all those other storefronts on your console. You're limited to one.
So this is it. So PC is an open market, right? It's unrestricted. You can make, if you make an app, you can do it. But what if Microsoft suddenly with Windows 12 is like, only our storefront can exist on PC outside of the lawsuits? Let's just go that way, right? What happens to those other storefronts? Or if PCs come with Windows 12, only the Microsoft Store exists. You can't install any other marketplaces. That's what's happening to them right now. If they don't have the console and they go fully into this mobile space, that's what's going to happen to them, because that's exactly what Google said to them. That's exactly what Apple said to them. Your storefront cannot exist, even though it's just codes. So the storefront is existing on the console. Xbox would love to put Game Pass on PlayStation, but you know what PlayStation said? Kick rocks. Because they know that storefront is that important, and that the storefront without exclusives is worthless.
They would never, ever, ever. That would be business suicide to have Windows 12 come out and you can't have access to any other storefront for gaming. They would not do that. That is why Linux and all the other ones fail because people can't play their games on those platforms, on those operating systems. Okay, so no, they wouldn't do that. Microsoft worked too hard making their operating system the #1 operating system in the world to sabotage themselves like that, Axel. They're not going to do that. They make too much money having everybody else come to them.
Yeah, but exclusives still sell. Here we go. HBO, game complainers. HBO used to replay movies over and over again. It was a crappy channel until original program hit it. That's right. The Sopranos.
Never watched it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's see.
Wait, Squid Game, what? Is it exclusive for Netflix, right?
Squid Game is exclusive to Netflix. Yep.
Never watched it.
Yep. Doesn't mean a billion people didn't subscribe to Netflix just to watch it.
It's true, people do, but I'm just saying, like, I subscribe to a lot of these things, but I don't watch their exclusive shows a lot of the time.
Yeah. Let's see. Dreadpool says Xbox consoles will allow multiple storefronts soon. We'll see how that works. And the game complainer agrees with Cool Cat. The green complainer's wife agrees with Cool Cat Terri. I am on team. Exclusives are important if you want your platform to be there. Like, you know, now you can watch The Sopranos on Netflix or whatever, but it's been like 20 years since they've been off the air. But before that, the only place to watch the new stuff of Sopranos and all the seasons of Sopranos is on HBO. You know, so exclusives matter even when you move over to a subscription style service, which is what Xbox wants to do. But again, without that storefront, you're not going to do much. Just saying. My wife says, I am team Miss Terri. Yeah. Happy Cloud Gamer says, or do we think exclusive is more important with subscription services? I do think so. You know, there's a reason why PlayStation puts it on there that, hey, if you're on PS Plus, your game can't be on Game Pass. We saw that contract, if you remember, Terry. We saw them say that, hey, you know, Resident Evil, you're going to be on here, but you can't be on Game Pass. And we have the first right of refusal for any future deals.
Yes, but all of those things are changing. You know, they have a new, you know, CEO and everything now too. So all that stuff that was being done.
And until I see it, I don't believe it. There's still third party lockups. That's
all right.
The money hat
Xbox opened the door to putting more of their stuff on PlayStation. Now they have a new CEO over on PlayStation who has been, you know, very open about putting things on PC.
They have co-CEOs at PlayStation.
They do, and so they've been putting things on PC. So it's only a matter of time before they start sharing more stuff with Xbox and even Nintendo. So it's just the way things are going. Consoles are going away, which means these companies are going to have to become more of like a publishing company, not a hardware company.
So everybody's going to become a publishing.
They're all going to have to put their stuff everywhere. The hardware's phasing out.
Yeah. Well, I agree that hardware is less important because of kids, but there's no Surface phone. Microsoft needs a Surface phone because, you know, like on my Samsung phone, there's the Samsung store installed on it with the One UI, right? So Windows could easily solve this. Buy a Surface phone and install the Surface store, the Xbox store on it.
They probably are. That's probably why Android is working with them right now. So they're probably trying to do that, Axel.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Terry, we had a poll.
We did have a poll 20 hours ago. All right, you guys. So back when we were having our very, very, very heated, enthusiastic, wonderful conversation, there was a poll made. And this poll, it says, do you think Microsoft is causing irreparable damage to the Xbox brand? 36% said yes. Without exclusives, Xbox is dead. Another 36% of you said no. It can only grow with the Xbox brand. And 26% of you don't care. Play the games wherever you want to play them. So, yes.
I love the way you read that question. Like in troll voice.
You know, well, who's that meme guy who says like, emotional damage?
Emotional damage.
Yes. Irreparable damage.
Yeah. So Dreadpool, again, you missed this part of the conversation. If Xbox is so bad, why is PlayStation following their lead? And I said that, you know, without a console to show the industry, to be an industry leader and to show the industry how to do things, Xbox is going to lose that ability to shift the gaming market in their favor. I went over this about how Nintendo basically did it with the Switch. Now we have things like the Asus ROG Ally and, you know, the crappy PlayStation Portal.
That's when Terri and I, we went at it.
That thing is worth money. So
yeah, Dread, you might need to rewind a bit because there was a whole heated discussion.
Oh, we were hot. We were hot. You might want to watch it back.
There was a heated discussion.
Horrible referee we had in here. Horrible, Axel. Horrible.
I love how Dread is bringing up everything we already discussed. We already went at each other's throats for this, Dread.
Don't bring it up because it might be a second round.
Yeah. So let's see. So Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo have had their popular IPs on other platforms. Just saying. Name one Sony first-party IP that is on Xbox outside that wasn't required by the MLB. Name one. Yeah, let's see. The Game Complainer says Sony can't even get their games out on PC properly. Dreadpool. Oh, he's talking about The Last of Us. They couldn't follow Microsoft if it smacked them in the face. Oh, shots fired. Let's see. Yeah, Dreadpool is working, so he's only listening there, here and there. It was a double KO. Eternal should die.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Anyways, guys, that's how we feel about this. And of course, chat, thank you so much for interacting with it. That was awesome. If I do say so myself, that was awesome. With that being said, do you guys have any final thoughts on today's show or any other news you want to discuss before we take off? Terry, we'll start with you.
No, I think we're good. I think we're really good, yeah.
Do you want to get fired about something else, Terry?
I'm going to get fired up. No, I'm good.
I love it. Shadai, anything else you want to discuss before we head out?
Yes, one thing. Exclusives are important.
Okay, now get out of here, man, with this nonsense.
And with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, we wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys, the chat, and that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to any of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. With that being said, we're going to get out of here. I'm Axel1324.
I'm coolcatterri.
And I'm Eternal Should Die.
And we'll catch you guys next